This holiday season, every time you purchase a 12-ounce SnortBucks coffee, a portion of the proceeds will be given to the Penny Foundation, the world's premier charity dedicated to helping down-on-their-luck content creators pay their daily bills.
I need that money. I really do. I need that money. I need my bills, the electric bill, the internet bill.
So stop by your local SnortBucks today and help send some penny their way.
Oh boy. Season's greetings and happy holidays from everybody here at GTG Network and Productions, DSPNEWS, the Snort Report, SnortBucks Coffee Company, the best beverage company, Hard Snorts Gin and Tonic, and Tim Snortons. That's the thing. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Welcome to 12 days of Goutmas, part of 25 days till Goutmas. Like I'm running my own Hallmark channel here or something. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. And let's go ahead and continue our situation, if you will. So, what do we have on the docket for you? We got fun stuff. So, we'll have 3 videos that will make up our particular holiday broadcast, if you will, and whatnot, all brought to us by SnortBucks, and all of them taking place last year, actually in 2024. Let's see here. DSP, no more streaks, and now we will have an cumulative goals and awards between plus failing and bloodborne. No surprise there. Kick is a double-edged sword. My stats on YouTube are down. They've been down, so that doesn't matter. And no more extra days off. Sucks for Kat, but then maybe it's a reprieve for her. And lastly, let's see here. DSP, maybe it's no longer beneficial to stream on Kick. My streams are not like cell phone service. Yeah, DSP would make that type of analogy. Anywho, that's what's on the docket. That's what our situation is. Just at a cursory glance, let's see here. Just at a cursory glance, it looked like he was about to quit. Now, remember, we haven't had the fallout with Kino Casino yet. So why is he already talking about getting up and off of there? I know why. Because he hasn't gotten the deal yet for the weekly paycheck thing yet. He doesn't have that yet. So all he can do is get money off of gifted subs. He doesn't. Okay, I got you. That makes a lot more sense. And DSP is a natural quitter. So when things don't work the way he wants to bitch about it. Now I think about it, if I took a quick look at the leaks between DSP and Kino Casino, I wouldn't be surprised if he was badgering Kino Casino around this time about, hey, why haven't I gotten partnered yet? Hey, why haven't I gotten that one deal yet? So on and so forth. That kind of makes a little bit of sense. I'm not sure why, because I'm kind of wondering why Past Me chose these 3 in particular, but I'll trust the process. I'll trust the process. We've gotten this far with it, so who am I to question? I really don't remember why I chose these 3, but there must be a reason. There has to be a method to my madness somewhere. In any case, hopefully you guys are all doing well. So let's go ahead and get our ball rolling here. And let's see here. Everything's locked in. Let's jump into our first video. Save. All right, there we go. All right, so we're in our first video. Let's give proper introductions and let's get started. Ladies and gentlemen, yet again, happy Goutmas to you, or until early Goutmas, let's say that. Happy early Goutmas to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with one of our favorites, SnortBucks, DSP. Let's see here. No more streaks. No more streaks. Now there will be an accumulative goals and rewards in between, plus failing at bloodborne. This was from December 7th of 2024. Our year of the gout, if you will. And without further ado, here we go.
Save the pig! What the heck? A pig with a party hat. Hello, Mr. Piggy. Ziggy Piggy. Save the pig, the game. The whole game you're trying to save the pig's life. Help! Starting tonight, there's no such thing as a streak, but there is a goals hit total.
Okay? The way it will work is, if you contribute to a stream in any way, it counts towards the King's Tax goal of $150. That's the goal, is $150 every stream. I know I'm not going to get it every stream, okay?
Wait, is this when he because I call if this is what I think it is, I called this earlier in the year. Is this when he started saying that he would allow gifted memberships, he would allow any tips, he would allow, you know, super chats, he would allow cheers, whatever. He would let all of that come into play now to one cumulative goal. Obviously, I think that's what that is. And if that's the case, that's just going to burn his ass later. That's going to burn his ass later, because he made far more money, or at least that's my theory. He made far more money when he had everything separated and his greed was massively strong than doing it this way. But he needs to get the win over the detractors. And I think he wanted to prove that he wasn't failing while he was in the nest of Kino Casino. So I think that's the reason why I did it, but I'll elaborate more on that as we move along.
But if I do hit it, we add 1 to the total. If I happen to double it, let's say I make $300 in a stream, we'll add 2.
He should have always did that though, but like I said, he was a greedy fuck. So, so he didn't want to do that.
If I happen to triple it, we'll add 3. So every single stream, if we hit $150, we'll go ahead and add a number to the total. Okay? But there's no pressure. There's no ongoing streak
all the stellar
to
blade.
have to hit.
Wow.
Now you might say, well, if there's no streak, then what's the incentive? We will do tiered rewards based on the number of goals that are hit in a row. So for example, if we get 10 not in a row, excuse me, cumulatively, they don't have to be in a row. That's the difference now. They don't have to be in a row. Okay?
But you said they need to be hit every stream. That's a row, you idiot. Like, can we go days? Can we go days apart without hitting the quote unquote goal and it'll still count? Here, let me lock in. Excuse me, let me lock in.
So let's say I get 10 goals hit. We do a DSP tries it.
I love the red meat. All right.
We get 20 goals hit. We do the next DSP tries it. It's every 10. Now, maybe what we do is every 25 or 50.
That was a pretty good con. I got to admit, I as begrudgingly as I want to say this, him fooling these people with DSP tries it was a pretty good con. To get 1,500, you've heard me, guys. You guys have heard me, sorry, fucking already bitch about this throughout the year. But to get $1,500 to buy less than $100 worth of food at times is insane. Is insane. You know what I'm saying? Literally guaranteed he's walking away with $1,400 of profit. And if he gets two of those within a week, right? Or even within, let's say, every 10 days. Let's say he hits 2 of those every 10 days. That's $2,400 or that's $2,800, I'm sorry, in 10 days. You know what I'm saying? Stupid. That's stupid. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking stupid. Holy shit. What is that? $8,400. It's like $8,400, or is it $8,600? It's like $8,400, I think, like every 30 days, if I'm right. That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy.
We do something even more special. What would it be? I don't know yet. That's something to discuss. Okay? Now, also, what I talked about in regards to this morning's announcement, I said, what we could do is when we hit 100 cumulative goals hit, then I would do a playthrough of Stellar Blade. So that's what I'm thinking. Every 10 goals hit, a DSP tries it. Every 25 to 50 goals hit, we'll think of like an in-between reward. And then every 100 goals hit, or when we hit 100 goals, it'll be Stellar Blade.
Con the fuck out of the people. And he knows it too. He knows it. He's conning the fuck out of them people. That's crazy. And then at the end of 100 goals, that's 15 grand. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fucking silly. That's fucking silly. And he got away with it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hurtful, just hurtful. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Just imagine if he could use his gouty powers for good, how far he could go. Holy shit. And I see why. I don't agree with it, but I see it. I see why people say he should have been a politician. But let's be honest, bro. He would have been a low-level person. I mean, maybe if he was in part of a union, maybe that's something. I would say that over a politician. But if he was a politician, he'd be a gopher. He'd be someone who he literally just carries fucking proposals in between shit. You know what I'm saying? He'd be nothing. You know what I'm saying? He would never be able to get any higher aspirations unless someone needed a fall guy later on down the line. Like, in politics, they'd eat his ass up. They'd eat him up because he's not social and he's not Machiavellian enough. Don't be wrong, there's a lot of stupid people in politics. There's a lot of stupid people in politics. But you have to have drive, you have to have ambition. You need some aspects. You need some things to work in your favor. Pig luck isn't going to carry you. But I could be wrong. This is just all my own personal perspective. You know what I'm saying? It's very possible he could just, slide through the cracks and make it to maybe, you know what I'm saying, get chair on some type of committee that could eventually get him into like governorship or some bullshit later. I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? You never know. But I doubt it. I don't think he's definitely not built for that.
Okay.
Milk that fucking...
And he's not loyal. That's another thing, too. That's the really important thing. Be honest with you. He has no loyalty to nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has no loyalty to anybody. And he's quick to forget the people who've helped him. People don't reward stuff like that. So that's a thing, too.
Gravy train for as much money as you possibly can.
But here's the thing. Without having a streak at stake.
Actually, I'll make a notation of that and whatnot. I'll make a notation of that. If I ever get a guest or something, I could ask them about that and we could have it back and forth. That might be interesting. That could be funny to actually get someone's perspective on what do you think of DSP as a politician. That might make a good talking point, actually. That could be fun.
It makes it so that not every single stream is like, oh my God, nail biting. Are we going to hit the goal or anything like that? But I'm going to also be honest here.
That's projection, because you can see how fucking scared and paranoid he is.
This makes me worry that since there's no pressure to hit anything.
Told you.
At any accelerated rate, that we might have entire ongoing streams, tears of not hitting goals at all.
But see, he still benefits, though. If he gets like $120 for the stream and they don't hit the goal, he still gets the 120. Whatever, it doesn't change anything. So what's the point? Because remember, you have to hit the 150 for it to count and whatnot, part of the streak or the cumulative goal, whatever he wants to splatter out of his fucking snout about it. At the end of the day, if it's anything less than 150, he's not going to count it unless we get more of those anonymous fake tips I've been trying to tell you guys about for the past year. So there's that.
As I've explained to you guys, my life has changed dramatically for the better in the last 4 to 5 months.
Hence the reason why his spending has gone up, but we still haven't figured out how to save anything yet. Womp womp.
Because of you guys supporting me so much and us hitting goals. That's how I afforded to do so much in my house, including a new washer dryer, including new fans and lighting systems, including redoing my bathroom, including, geez, I keep going because I showed you guys.
Redoing your bathroom. At this point, no, that supposed toilet nonsense happened this year. It happened in 2025. So he said that they redid the bathroom in 2024. What did he redo exactly? He never, as far as I remember, I'm going to have to go back through 2024 too. There's a bunch of shit I missed over there too. I'll probably do most of this on the Fight Club channel. Well, I haven't decided yet. I want to do, the consensus is go over the older stuff on the Fight Club channel, and then we can play catch up over the last few years on this channel while I do the more current shit. I'll figure it out. But or I don't know, I'll make a poll and you guys can cue in, and then we'll have 3 different censuses to pull from. Anyway, what work did you have done in the bathroom? Because it doesn't make sense to me that you brought people in to handle the shower where the pipes were literally leaking and they were protruding from the wall and they were also leaking into the foundation, and not have them work on the toilets too. If that's the case, let's say that's what happened when he had them work on the bathrooms. They came to fix the shower. They came to work on the toilets. Then what's the nonsense he's talking about in our current day about how during his week off or whatever, he was working on this toilet. He realized that the inside plunger thing needed to be replaced and all this bullshit, whatever. It's almost like he's using that to cover up for the week off, which is more than likely what happened, because there's no way DSP is going to stick his hand in there. Not even close. He wouldn't even know how to drain the tank, let alone am I supposed to believe he'll do that. And we all saw the comedy act that he did with that whole, for those of you who know, you know, that whole modified plunger thing that he was using back when him and Panda kind of first moved in. So, see, this opens up way more questions. This opens up so many more questions. Oh, shit.
So much, right? All these things that we did. There's actually other things we did too that I didn't even show you guys. And now,
wow, you can see how bad his face is in this darker, like, in this darker surroundings or whatever. You can literally see how, like, melted his face is. That's wild. That's so fucking wild.
of course, affording the brand new streaming and
But I'll also say too, the light doesn't do him any favors.
capturing PC, affording the new backdrop, affording all of this stuff and setting it all up, right? That's why I'm nervous, you know, with all of this happening. And now, even case in point, tomorrow I get to take an
Boy, those snort sacks are looking crazy right now. They're looking crazy right now. Pick up the silent weapon.
extra day off this week because I've made so much.
I'm never going to be able to see the Ultimate Warrior in the same way ever again. That shit hurts my soul. That shit hurts my soul.
That I can take time off from streaming to spend with my wife, which is what I wanted all along. I said, this is
Then why didn't you work harder to obtain that? It's funny how he supposedly loves this woman so much and he wants to spend so much time with her, but there's always something bad happening when he takes a day or two off with her. Does anybody else, like, has anybody else peeped that? That's the reason why you don't get Phil's day off segments so much anymore, because he was always bitching and complaining about something. Anyway.
my long-term plan to be able to do so well that I can take more time off.
But we can't take a vacation though, right? We can't take her on a honeymoon, right? Whatever.
Okay.
Speaking of which, have we fixed the floors in the kitchen yet? The ones that were coming up. That's the reason why you guys had to wear shoes around the house. You guys couldn't walk barefoot in your own home because supposedly the kitchen floor was protruding up and everything. Have we fixed that shit yet? Have we finally fixed the fucking molding that was under the kitchen sink that came back? This would have been the second time that's happened. Has he, like, addressed that shit yet? Like, I can keep going. So many problems in that house, bro. The foundation has to be screwed. Well, it has to be compromised because the downstairs bathroom, for example, that toilet's damn near never worked in the time that he's been there. And I can't remember if him or Panda both said that they used to hear dripping sometimes. So that means the tank is leaking and it's actually protruding into the foundation, or it's starting to compromise the foundation and shit. And like I said, and my theory is that's more than likely what happened. If he didn't go and see his parents, which someone would have tracked the flight down by now, you would think. Anyway, if he didn't go and see his parents, more than likely he had the house worked on. And if the bathrooms are as fucked up as he's hinted to, that could take a better part of a week. I could see that happening. But whatever. Maybe whoever it was who took the picture, when they would deliver those packages, it'd have been nice if they had heard any noise. Did they see his car outside? Because we know DSP didn't park it in the garage because he has too much garbage in there. So, anyway, I have questions. Maybe later on down the line, people will think a little further ahead.
So, there you go. That's how I think we should do it. All right. So, you know, goals hit starts at 0 tonight. And every goal we hit of 150 counts as 1. If we happen to double or triple it in a stream, we count that extra. So now there's incentive. Let's say, for example,
Wait, that makes me... See, that makes me think. If DSP... Okay, all right. Walk with me on this. Bear witness. Is it possible that whoever it was who delivered the package, who sent the fucking picture to duty, right? Did they not see the car outside, or was the car in the garage? On top of that, it was clearly in the middle of the day. So did they not hear anything? Did they ring the doorbell and no one answered? Like, I have like a shitload of fucking questions. But then, if I remember correctly, wasn't there other packages already allegedly outside, and DSP still hadn't brought that in yet? But that's not even outside of the norm, because DSP is good for that. Because DSP used to get, like, back in 2024 and 2023, and even early 2025. Now I think about it, he used to get packages delivered and he'd let it sit out there for the better part of an hour or until his break, and then he would go down there and get it. So that wouldn't be an odd behavior out of him either. Great screenshot, by the way. So, you know, that's what he'd look like if he got hit by Jaha, except for his teeth would already be coming out of his cheeks and whatever. But anyway, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got so many more. Now I actually give a fuck about that picture now to actually want to question it. Yeah, say Livy.
One stream, we're at 150, but then someone else contributes, and now we're at 250. Ooh, well, now there's incentive for someone else to contribute and hit 300, because it'll count as an extra count on the leaderboard. You see? It'll get us closer to our rewards if we hit it.
Blatantly milking for money.
Yep.
Milk and honey, I like to say.
But now here's the other thing too, right? For example, some people are already asking, well, what about games that you feel like you'll never hit?
Wait, sorry, I just thought about it. So in our current timeline, DSP went ahead and just got some new monitors. He's got some monitor arms, all that bullshit, right? You know how DSP was complaining about the laptop, and he said that the mouse wasn't working, and he was basically trying to finagle someone to get him a new laptop until he did this. I bet you, now that he has the new monitors and he can have all of his chats on one monitor and whatever, because this idiot's now figured out that you can literally clamp things together in Windows. Womp womp to that. I wonder if he's going to wait until next year, 2026, to bring the laptop thing back up. But see, he has to come up with an excuse why he would need a new laptop now, because you're working off two different desktops. You have two big ass monitors in front of you on top of the TV still, and that's if he's even still using it. If he's still using that television, so now you don't need that laptop anymore. But I also wonder, is he still going to ask for one? Because his little L-shaped, which is fitting, command center / whatever the fuck that is, like, it makes me think he's going to want that laptop back. You know what I'm saying? He's going to want it back because it's, you know what I'm saying? It's just part of the setup. And though he's added a bunch of new stuff to it, he still wants that old thing back. So I wonder how he's going to try to finagle people into getting him a new laptop later on. Interesting. Just something to think about.
What do you think will happen if games that'll never hit the goal? I mean, here's the thing. Every once in a while, I feel like, sure, let's play a game that maybe they're not going to get a lot of financial backing playing. At the same time, the problem is a lot of the games you want me to play are insanely lengthy games that I'm not going to be playing the entire game if every stream is a $20 stream. You understand? Like,
So you don't want to play long games. Great screenshot. So you don't want to play long games because you know that the support's going to eventually teeter out. But then he's kind of willing to go ahead and have somebody personally fund a game, but he knows that they're not going to fund it the whole way through. Why bother even playing games? Because you see how we're not actually playing games for fun, right? No one's actually wanting to play games to have a good time. He's literally just trying to proposition, like a hooker. He's trying to proposition and shit, like a sister-in-law. He's trying to proposition people to play games that he thinks they're willing to play. They're willing to pay for. But see, because DSP is so scared of this is how you don't play, he's gonna sandbag the playthrough because he has to protect his ego. So you see what I'm saying? Like, he's fucking himself over. 1, he's incompetent. 2, he's lazy. 3, he's not very smart. 4, he's scared of this is how you don't play. And 5, he's boring. That right there is not the formula of success if you're trying to have either a long playthrough or even a viewer's choice playthrough. He fails on both fronts, and he knows it. If he's not sandbagging, it's because he's stupid. Damn. I really just kind of start putting that shit together now. Sucks to suck. Shit, no wonder Asmongold's people are going to eventually fucking flee the Gouty arc after so long or whatever. He doesn't provide nothing. He legitimately doesn't provide anything. Hurtful, just hurtful.
The reason my life is so much better is because for the last many months, I've been making $150 a stream twice a day. Now, if I go to make...
That's it? $300 a day is it? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you see what I mean about the whole politician thing? The dude's not ambitious. If you can hit $300 a day, would it not be fair to say, you know what, maybe we should shoot for 450? Maybe we should shoot for 6? No, he don't want to do that. And the reason why he don't want to do that is because he already has it in his head that he could probably finagle some more money out of them in another way later. So I've already kind of, he's already done it, I should say. He's already got them accustomed to, or he's trying to get them accustomed or conditioned to giving him 300 a day, which I already told you this. So then he can go ahead and come up with other schemes later to try to get more money while still keeping them comfortable with the, you know what I'm saying, with the 300 a day. And it don't work because he don't have nothing to offer. So then we got to get into this suggestion box bullshit, which failed because it was just a bunch of stuff he didn't want to do, on top of the fact that he didn't want to be held accountable to them. He didn't want to feel like he was owing people. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like, let's go back to something. Like, I've been in this back and forth with this person, right, for a bit. That, oh, you know, DSP was kind of ahead the curve with the Rich situation, and that's why he didn't take his PC. No, he wasn't. The reason why DSP didn't take fucking Review Tech USA's PC is, 1, it was used. 2, it was Review Tech USA, and 3, he didn't want to feel like he owed him anything. Which is the same reason why he didn't take Keemstar's 50 grand. He didn't want to be locked into anything for any period of time. That's the reason why DSP wasn't thinking about fucking the PC getting backdoored or keyboard or binding sniffers or keyboard logging and all that shit, or key logging. He wasn't thinking about any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why he turned that shit down. He didn't turn it down because he thought, you know, Rich was going to try to fuck him over later. He didn't want to owe Rich anything. He didn't want to feel indebted to Rich about nothing. That's the reason why all this shit is set up on DSP stream the way it is. You know what I'm saying? He says here, you say here. Period. He doesn't want any attachments involved because he doesn't want to feel like he owes anybody. Because if it turns into that situation, we get Mario Sunshine all over again. And for those of you who know, you know. He don't want that. And we already saw when he tried to do that bait and switch with Spyro the Dragon, and he did that playthrough, acting like he was doing them a favor when he wasn't. He only did it because he needed a placeholder for Mario Sunshine so he could still profit off of YouTube, when he knew that he wasn't going to make any money on Mario Sunshine unless he was streaming it. And he was already streaming 2 games at that time. He was streaming Mario Galaxy, and he was also streaming not Mario Galaxy. No, he might have been. No, I might be right. He was streaming Mario Galaxy, and I think he was streaming Mario plus Rabbids. So he already had 2 Nintendo playthroughs going on at that time. And there was no point in having a third one in there when he couldn't profit off of any of that shit while it was on YouTube. He could only profit from the streams. And the stream contributions were slowing down back then. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. Pretty sure it was Mario Galaxy. Now I think about it. It could have been... Give me a second. Now I just want to kind of check my work here for a minute. Give me a second. Okay, we're back. It was Mario Rabbids and Mario Odyssey. I'm not sure if I said Super Mario Galaxy or if I said Odyssey. I'm pretty sure I said Galaxy. It was actually Odyssey. So he was playing Odyssey, and he was playing Mario plus Rabbids at the same time. So he wasn't making any money off of that outside of the streams. So that's why he didn't want to play Mario Sunshine. But then again, he never planned to play Mario Sunshine. He was never planning on doing it. He was always intended on baiting and switching. And anyway, back to the point of all that. So when detractors peep game on, hey, he's gonna fuck y'all over. This was 8 years ago, by the way. When he did all this nonsense. When people peep game on, hey, he's gonna fuck you guys over on that shit. Because once Spyro the Dragon's done, he's gonna be like, see, I gave you guys a playthrough. I gave you that. Actually, I may go over that whole saga later on next year. I may do all that. Anyway, he basically said he was gonna say, hey, I gave you guys Spyro the Dragon, we're done. I don't know you guys anything. And he was gonna try to cherry pick or double dip on Mario Sunshine later. And detractors went ahead and put the boot to his motherfucking neck, and I'm sure someone put the boot to his back, And eventually he did it. He eventually did Mario Sunshine, but he did it begrudgingly. And the whole time he bitched and complained, I don't have the game. I don't have the peripherals. I don't have a way of recording it. I'm waiting for a digital copy to eventually come out, which I don't think it ever really did. I don't think. I mean, by now, certainly it did, but in that time frame, it didn't, and he knew it wasn't going to. He tried to scam them. You know what I'm saying? But that's my point. The point is that he don't want to feel obligated to nobody. He does not want to feel obligated to anybody. And that's why everything's fucking so cut and dry the way it is. And yet again, that goes back to what I said earlier on in this. That's the reason why I'm kind of astounded he got away with this DSP tries a scam. Because that's literally what it is. It's a scam. In every sense of the fucking word, it's a scam. And it's kind of fantastic. I hate to admit it, but it's kind of fantastic.
Making $20 a stream, I will not be able to do anything. You get it?
That's your fault. You created that business model. You created a flawed business model, and now you're saying there's nothing you could do about it? No, it's your business. You created the monster, you unleashed the monster, and now your complaint is, well, the monster's too powerful to control. Well, fuck you. That's your fault.
So that's what I mean. Like, we can't have now a massive drop-off. So people always, oh, you play Metaphor now? No, Metaphor is too long. It's like a fucking 80-hour game. I can't play 80 hours of a game that when I play it, no one will support the streams. You get it? I've got to play games that people...
Wait, sorry. I just thought about this shit, and it's kind of annoying me a little bit. So, because I'm still hyper fixated on this scam shit. Okay, so if you do 50, so if he hits for every 10 goals, they do a DSP tries it, right? That's $1,500. That's 15 grand or 1,500, I should say. I'm sorry, it's $1,500 for every 10 goals that they hit. That's silly as shit. So if they did hit 100 goals, then what the hold on, give me a second. Okay, I'm back. So okay, walk with me on this. So if DSP wanted $1,500 for every 10 DSP tries it, right? Then if he was to do, so theoretically, if he did 100 DSP tries, he hasn't. But let's say he did, or let's say he was working his way to. Isn't that like $150,000? Right? Like, I'm pretty sure if I crunch the numbers, that's what that is. So wait, so he would get 100 DSP tries it. And then altogether, obviously that money would be long burnt before you could even say anything about anything. But then that's literally like $150,000. That's $150,000 if he can get 100 DSP tries that's done. How many DSP tries has he done so far then this year? Give me a minute. Now I need to go back and look. Okay, I'm back. All right. From December 24th of last year, well, in 2024, basically right around our time frame here, till our current day in December of 2025, he's done roughly between 59 and 60, give or take, right? Give or take. Dude, that's 88,000. It's like 88,000. It's almost like $90,000. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if a few of those, he just did it just to do it and they didn't actually hit the goal, whatever. There's some padding and fudging of the numbers on his part. I may have missed the DSP tries it on my own end. But if he is at 59 DSP tries it at $1,500 a piece, that's almost $90,000. I'm like probably a few $100s off here or there, give or take. Forgive me on that part. That's fucking insane. If you think about that, that's fucking wild. Imagine making almost $100,000 just off DSP tries it. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to dig into that. That might be funny. Like it'll be easier if I can just have the numbers in front of me and then I can have the visuals to kind of present to you. Then you'll see what I'm saying. Oh my God, that's ridiculous. If I'm right, Even if I'm off by 1,000 or 2, that's still a ridiculous amount of money. You know what I'm saying? That's still almost 100K. It's almost 100K that this idiot damn near pulled just to eat food. Yikes, bruh. Yikes.
People will support, but it will honestly free things up more so that there are nights it's not, oh my God, ultimate pressure that we have to hit the goal for tonight. It's not, it won't be like that anymore.
Wait, shut up. Now I think about it. See, now I got a problem. Because, okay, let's say, hypothetical, great screenshot. Let's, sorry, I'm being a bit spurgy right now. But run with me on this. Next round of coffee's on me anyway. Which probably I need to ease up off of it, then I wouldn't be so spurgy. All right, so here's the thing. So let's say he's at, like, let's round up. Let's just say like 90 grand. That he's made off DSP Trizes from December of 2024 up till now in December 2025. I need to know exactly how much money he was spending on fucking WWE champions, because then it would give me a better figure. Because now the way I'm thinking it now is now I need to know exactly how much did he have to allegedly start doing renovations in the house. He's saying right here in December of 2024 that he's already done renovations on the bathroom. Well, where did the money come from? Yeah, he made some good money between August of 2024 up till now in December of 2024. But I don't know if that was enough to start renovating, you know what I'm saying, to fix all the damage in the bathrooms. But what if it was? What if someone cut him a deal or whatever the case may be, or the homeowners association did him a solid, like he went through maybe a contractor that they have that, you know, works on maybe all of their homes, and then that's how they pull that off. Some homeowners, HOMs do that, some don't. HOAs, I'm sorry. Some do it, some don't. So like, let's say that maybe he was able to finagle all that between August and December. Then what did he do with the fucking almost 90 grand he made off DSP Trizits from December of 2024 to December of 2025? And then that's why I need to know what he made from fucking WWE champions. See, now it's turning into a whole fucking spider web on this bullshit. Fudge. All right, cool. So that's okay. So that'll be my project for next year and whatnot. Like I'll work on that as soon as like I get back from hiatus and shit. I'll put something together on that shit, and then we could kind of figure that out. Because I smell fuckery in this bullshit. Badussy. That's, you know what I'm saying? R.I.P. to Bernie Mac. I smell Badussy in this shit. So it makes me wonder. So if I can lock in exactly how much he made from DSP Trizits over that span, and then if I can figure out what he made from WWE champions, then we can actually figure out what was left, and then we can figure out what he did with it. Because even with his upgrades, quote unquote, during the Kino Casino arc, I still don't think it would equate to that. But he did spend money really frivolously during that Kino Casino arc, though, too, or during that stimulus package. Sorry, this is just a whole ass side mission that you guys didn't even sign up for. But that's just me just thinking off dome, because now it makes me wonder. Because there's no, how did he, because now that I think about it, right? Last one, I promise. I can't promise. I'm not, something else could trigger me. But like, where do you get the money? Let's say he did go to Connecticut for a week. Where do you get the money to do it? Now I get it. Linda and Dave could flip the bill. They've done it before. Okay, let's slide that off the board for a second. Let's say he had to chalk that money up himself. Where do you get the money to do it? Because remember, he's more than likely going to stay at home. If he's going by himself, he's staying with them. If he's going with Kat, then they need to stay in a hotel. If Linda's really sick, can they afford to flip that bill plus take care of this piece of shit and then Roseanne that's walking with him? Or would he have to flip the bill himself? Let's scratch that part. Let's say that he didn't go on vacation, or that he didn't go to visit his parents. And let's say he did stay home. Would he really have had the money to cover all the renovations in the bathrooms and still miss a quote-unquote week of work? I'm really glad I didn't really speak on this while this shit happened. I'm really glad I waited until in hindsight for it. Always late, never breaking for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that opens up so many fucking questions, though. All right, here, let's keep going. Like, I'm not even halfway through this first video yet. There's still 2 more left. There, I've got a whole sporger shit that I can spurg about later. So let's keep it pushing. But keep that in mind. Just keep that in the back of your head and whatnot. If you guys have any input, by all means, throw it at me. But yeah, yeah. I'm already putting the blueprint together in my head right now. Oh boy, it's insane if you think about it. It. Lazy asshole. Praise be to Tef.
Anymore. And you won't have dumbass trolls coming in here freaking out about the streak is going to end because there's no streak. It doesn't exist. Get it?
Why do you care about the trolls, though? I thought you said that you didn't want anybody in your audience feeling nervous. I thought you didn't want to be nervous and freaking out. Now all of a sudden, great screenshot. Now all of a sudden it's about the detractors? It can make sense. See the fucking mental gymnastics that this dude goes through? Fantastic. Fantastic. Look at this routine. Look at this routine. It always ends with the detractors, though. It's what he cares about the most. It's the most consistent thing in his life. He values detractors over his own fucking family. That's wild. I want you to think about that in hindsight. That's wild. That you would put faceless people online, or at least some of them. You would put some people online before your own family, bro. That's insane. Still a great screenshot, by the way.
I think this makes sense. But at the same time, it might not. This could literally be shooting myself in the foot. Because if I don't ever hit the goals now, you know, we'll basically be going right back to where we started. All right. Which is basically living stream to stream, wondering if I can afford everything I want to do in a week.
Oh my God.
I mean, he was living. When can any of you guys think of a time that he wasn't living from stream to stream? The fuck are you talking about? Actually, now that I think about it, right? Don't worry, I'm not going back to that. At least not yet. But anyway, think about it though. This idiot's kind of been living from like stream to stream. Honestly, he's in a worse position doing what he's doing now, theoretically, than if he was living from paycheck to paycheck. If I didn't fucking think about that fucking 90K that he damn near made off of those DSP tries through the span of a calendar year. The fuck are you talking about? And how do we not have any savings at all? You're sitting here flushing $2,000, $3,000 on WWE champions over a weekend, and you never thought about, man, do I have $3,000 in the bank right now in case some shit happened? Damn, Phil.
God, if you don't tip me today, now I can't get dinner for Jasper Kitty.
I mean, you couldn't get fucking Jasper a fucking blood test, and weren't you bitching about how you and fucking Kat would have like fucking lunch meat sandwiches and shit? Until obviously you got confronted by Stuttering Craig and Adam, and then all of a sudden lunch meat sandwiches were great. Now they're fantastic. They're tasty. Fucking bitch. Don't stand on shit.
You know, and I don't want that to happen. We're not there yet. Don't worry, we're not there yet. But for example, the last 2 streams, I only raised $60 a stream versus the $150 that I was making previously. So already, think about that dip of income in one day. So I don't want that to become.
And one day, $300 would sit there and break your entire business, bruh. That would break your entire financial situation. It's almost like you're working for less than minimum wage. If that's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? It's starting to sound like it. That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy. Don't be wrong. For most people right now, like $300 could be a setback for you, but it's not going to break you. You know what I'm saying? The way he talking about, dude, the fucking Snort fort's going to collapse on itself and shit. Like on some gouty poltergeist type bullshit. If that 300 a day don't come through. Yikes.
A major thing. Get it? So let's see what happens. All right. Let's see what happens.
Oh my God, he's drinking wheelchair donations.
Hopefully these changes are productive and work. I'm doing this based off of your feedback. So many people telling me we don't want every single stream that we attend to now be about this streak. That it's too bothersome. It's annoying. We want to have fun, enjoying games.
He was the one who encouraged it. When the original vet streak failed, right? He was quick to try to start the damn thing back up again. He tried to do it a few times. Anytime that he's on some type of momentum, he has some type of momentum where they hit a bunch of goals and shit, he immediately goes to the streak because he doesn't have anything else to draw from or draw upon, I should say. He's always been that way. The streak is, well, actually, next to this fucking, honestly, this fucking DSP tries it scam is far more successful than the fucking street. You know what I'm saying? I would say he damn near doubled his money doing it this way, if you think about it. Anyway, I'm just putting that into my blueprint and shit. But the reason why, dude, that's why DSP tries it set up the way it is. It's set up just like the street. It's literally set up just like it. That's the reason why he did it. Because when he did the vet streak, he saw how successful it was, and he's been trying to finagle to figure out another way to basically transform it or translate it over to something else. And he's finally done it. And he actually succeeded. As much as I hate to admit that. Fuck, I hate admitting that shit. But he kind of succeeded, theoretically. But the reason why he sticks to the streak is because it works. Or it has worked, I should say. That's silly. This video is going to be incredibly long for no goddamn reason. Sorry, but I'm not sorry. It had to be done. That's insane. That's so fucking silly now that I think about it. Thanks.
Games, we want to have nights when it's not about raising $150 and we can still have a good time together. Me too. Me too. I don't want to just have every night be about hitting $150. But when we hit it, it'd be nice. Right? Oh my God. Guess what? We hit it tonight. We add to the streak reward. Now,
the streak reward. See, he can't give up streak. He just said it wasn't a streak anymore, but he can't give that up because he knows it works. That's why he slides that word in when he does or how he does it. He wants it to stay imprinted upon you. Upon you. So you keep thinking about it. So the very thing that he's trying to basically preach that he don't want, he actually does want. Insane. Insane. Like, I've been kind of thinking about this too. Like doing a video and shit on like what it must be like to be a dent. But see, I'm not a dent, so I can't really do that. But I can speculate at the very least. Like, do you know what kind of fucking psychological warfare a dent goes through daily? You know what I'm saying? Like Jaden's only, or Jade, whatever, Jaden, his only reprieve is the fact that like he can barely comprehend most of the shit that's going on. Not all of it. He can clearly pick up game on some of the shit. He can pick up some of the shit. He can't pick it all up, but he can pick most of it. But it's because of the fact that he can't actually conceive, you know what I'm saying, most of the stuff that's going on around him per se, or he only hyper focuses on what he cares about. Like, just imagine if he did in his condition. You know what I'm saying? Or think about some of the dents that came before him and all the bullshit that they had to go through. You know what I mean? Just psychologically and shit, dealing with this piece of garbage. And yet they still choose to stick around. That's insane. But then again, and I've been of this theory for a long ass time, DSP has subtly ingrained in them that if you guys go somewhere else, they'll never accept you the way he does. So why bother? You know what I mean? Like, it's a weird ass fucking Stockholm syndrome type shit. And then he goes ahead and makes himself the victim when things don't go right. So that's like some crazy ass like Munchausen syndrome by proxy, like type shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's insane when you start comboing these things together and shit.
we're closer to a reward. We're closer to a DSP tries it. We're closer to whatever the middle reward will be. We're closer to playing Stellar Blade. Get it? Yeah, what do you think? Dirt McGirt, why do you think that? He says, this dude seems awfully tense. Why do you think that? My life was very tight financially and in a big bad situation. It was, okay?
It still is, by the way you talking. Like, you know what I'm saying? He sounds more paranoid now than he did back in like 2017. Hell, 2016 even. Like, you know what I'm saying? He sounds completely fucked. Like, it's like he's barely able to hold anything together. This shit is ugly. Nasty. Just nasty.
I was in a point where I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to get out of this. And then all of a sudden...
And you were okay with that. And fuck all that. You thought you were in a bad... Great screenshot. You thought that you were in such a bad position that you never thought you were going to get out of this. But yet you thought it was okay to bring some chick from across the country into your life, into that position, and then propose to her? knowing damn well that you never really wanted to marry that chick and you were using the excuse of, I'm in such financial straits, I don't think we'll ever get married, but I got this ring on you, I got this ball and chain on your ass, so I know you can't leave me? Like, it's literally like all the mistakes he made with Panda, he retroactively is trying to do it to, he did it to Kat to make sure she couldn't leave. You know what I'm saying? Bring her into your bad situation. Immediately have her contribute to that situation and getting a job and contributing to the household. Go ahead and get her a fucking ring, an engagement ring and whatnot, even though you have no intention of marrying her. But get her an engagement ring so at least it locks her in, so like she's emotionally and like sentimentally at least tied to you, right? But then also reiterate to her that you'll never be able to get married because you don't know if you'll ever be able to get out of this financial situation, which puts her in the mental mindset that be like, fuck, if I want to keep this life, I got to work harder. Or on top of working harder, I got to give more of my money. If you guys know your lore, there was a time where DSP said she was already contributing half of her money. She said, take 75% of it. He's like, no, you're you know, I'm doing kind of well on my Twitch streams, this, that, and the third. Oh no, I love my life here. I want us to grow. I want us to do this. I want us to do that. Take what you need to keep it going. He was like, okay. So now you already see the fucking psychological abuse on that bullshit. Then all of a sudden, while he's sitting here feeding her this bullshit, he's sitting here, we got the drinking going on, we got the WWE champions going on, and then he's sitting here bitching and complaining about how he can't get nobody to talk to him, he can't get opportunities and like endorsements or sponsorships or partnership deals to make more money so he can allegedly spend more time with his wife, while he's justifying to the very audience that he needs to be here 6 days a week so he can make more money. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, he sat there and put her in a situation based off of his own fucking incompetence financially. And then he had to do the 6 day thing to justify to her how bad their situation was to keep her working. If you think about it, that shit's it. Oh man. Oh man. All right.
Sudden, starting in August, there was a huge turnaround.
All right.
And I started seeing more positivity, more viewership, increase in attention and positivity thrown towards me, and tons of extra support. My life changed for the better.
I don't want to go back to where I was. You understand? I don't. That's the worst thing for me and my family, to feel like we had a glimmer of hope and we had a few months of better times. And
good times. Then he flipped it to better. You saw that? Uh-oh.
We're just getting to the point where I could spend more time with my wife, and now the rug gets pulled out from under me. What did I do? Nothing. I would have done nothing but bust my ass and work hard and try to...
You know, now I think about it, this is going to sound hyperbolic and gruesome, but maybe Only Iced Coffee skinning Phil and wearing his skin suit would probably be the best thing that happened. Not only the Only Iced Coffee, he ain't paid for it, so you might as well go and get it. You know what I'm saying? It rubs the lotion on the skin. It does it whenever it's told. But it might be the best thing for Kat, to be honest. If she doesn't sit there and flee in horror, it's possible that Only Iced Coffee would treat her better than Phil did. I'm just throwing it out there.
I get this to keep going, you understand? I've been working right now. Phil, can you update your schedule better? Phil, you got a new program to do this on your stream. Phil, do this. I don't have time.
You don't have time to implement things to help you run your business better. What? Great screenshot, by the way. Look at his little hubs. Look at his little hubs. How is that a thing? How is it that he's one of the few people, if not the only person that I know? He's the only person that I know of, I should say, who literally goes out of his way to make sure that he's constantly at a deficit. So it justifies him constantly being able to ask for help. That's insane. Like, he don't want to do anything on his own. I don't think he can, but he's not willing to try, so there's that too. He doesn't want to do anything on his own because he's so paranoid that whatever he tries, he'll be mocked and ridiculed for. So he can just put the blame on somebody else. And he believes living like that or conducting himself like that is a good thing. And then he wonders why he gets opportunities like the Asmongold situation, and then the shit's going to eventually bottom out. literally a parasite, fucking cancer, cancerous symbiote, something. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's all of that.
I haven't even had time to clip
Damn.
the clips from last night's politics show. I work more now than I ever did. Like, this job, I worked more doing this than I ever did for any other job that I had previously.
I've only done 3 out of like the 7 I want to make. I got to try to cram that in after this stream. I'm already overworked and I need more time to relax. And
then here's another thing, because he's fucking a retard. Cat used to stream. Cat used to do YouTube. Obviously, YouTube Shorts didn't exist around that time, but still, Instagram Shorts were a thing, or Instagram Reels, whatever they call it, was a thing. Why don't you have her help you do that shit? But then again, I'm answering my own question because he could have had Panda help him do that stuff back in the day. He could have had her help him with the edits. And she was a troll, kinda. So, like, she would know what funny bits that could be thrown in that shit. What the fuck? As long as she didn't narrate it, because her voice is not the most pleasant. But, or at least it wasn't. I don't know about now. But, it wasn't the most pleasant. But, you know what I'm saying? He could have had her do those things. He never did any of that. She was living in the house, and at that time, she wasn't working. So what the fuck? He don't know how to utilize his resources, man. He knows how to use people, but he doesn't know how to utilize people, if that makes sense. He's got no clue. He's got no clue. And it makes me want to take back all those years that I said, oh, he might be able to get something in middle management. I don't even know if he's capable of doing that. I don't even think he's capable of doing that. At least not anymore. So maybe when I said it, it applied. It don't apply now. Fucking A.
and unwind.
Would you trust him to put the fucking fries in the bag? I wouldn't. Not without additional pig hair, you know what I'm saying, on fucking top of it and shit, because his fucking hair's falling out.
Spend time with my family. It's what I've wanted.
Or as the homie would say, Dwight, the peak is weak. The peak is weak. Good shit. The big ups to Dwight.
For years and years, I haven't had it. And now here it is. It's within reach. It's literally right here within reach. Okay? So I hope that we can get something going, get things back to a level that people are enjoying, and they don't feel like every single night it's about hitting the goals, hitting the goals, hitting the goals, because I don't want it to be like that. At the same time, I hope that what people are saying is true, because here's what people are saying. If you don't just talk about it constantly, it will come to you naturally. Okay, so let's find out. Let's find out if that's the case.
But it doesn't matter, because he'll always have the urgency to do it. Like, no matter what. Like, in our current timeline, you know what I'm saying? He's fucking Gouty Orton and shit, and he's hearing voices in his head. So that would never work. If anything, he only entertained it half-heartedly. Just so he could prove it wrong. Just so he could justify what he's doing.
Okay?
I work 6 days a week over full-time hours.
Okay, it's sorry that you suck so bad that it's forced you to do that. Unfortunate for you. There's nobody who streams, even if they love streaming, that don't want to do that shit 6 days a week. You need to have a reprieve from the shit. You know what I'm saying? And he doesn't talk like someone who loves it. He sounds like someone who's forced to do it. He's made a shitload of bad decisions and he's forced to do it. And the fact that he don't see that is amazing.
I work more in the days that I stream than if I had a 9-to-5 job I've just received.
That doesn't sound weird to you? Even with the money that he makes, or he scams, or he begs for, that doesn't sound wrong to him? All right.
A very generous $50 tip. I've never run into this thing before. What is it, a money creature? Yeah, look, it's a money creature. It just throws money around. What the hell was that?
Oh yeah, I'm doing damage now. Oh, what the
Good
fuck? Oh,
God.
okay. You know what? Fuck that.
Getting gangbanged.
Fucking
Don't
bullshit
run.
Start.
Don't run. Coward, what's wrong with you? You gonna get all this.
He interrupted my cowardly attempt to run away.
Yeah, that's what cowards do.
They interrupted my coward's attempt to escape. Wow.
Yep.
Can't move. Oh, come on!
Jesus Christ.
What the shit?
Have you played this game this long? How have you played this game this many times in this long and be this bad? Like, how's that possible? And I spoke earlier on about him sandbagging, right? And which is true. He does. Trust me, he does. He trusts me, he does. And I hate to do the whole trust me bro thing, but he does. He does sandbag. Not all the time, but he does sandbag. But he is just fundamentally bad. Like, how? Like, how is it that you're fundamentally bad at this? Then again, he's bad at Street Fighter fighting games too, so there's that.
I can't move and I die. They stun locked me. It's so stupid. At least I unlocked the shortcut. They stun locked me, and that's very fucking annoying that they did that.
It seems like every month, you know, people step up and support me, and they get me through another month, and then the next month, here we go again.
Get this work. You won't pay what you owe.
Well, that was fair.
Oh, that's fantastic.
No, there's no fake chests in Bloodborne. Nope.
I mean, unless he did like the randomized one. Like, I've seen Max do that. Anyway, that's a whole other thing for another day. Big ups to Max. Maximilian Dude, I should say. You don't get by, don't you?
Wow.
Yo.
Very fair.
What difficulty is he playing this on? Right? It's like on there's no way he's playing this on the harder difficulty. And even then I still wouldn't be able to justify it. I'm just wondering. Holy shit.
Very fair.
That's
And
hilarious.
I shit my pants today.
You just gonna run right into him? Just
Want
whatever,
the fucking
right?
item, dude.
Oop, there it is. Tag team back
I just want the
again.
items. That's it. I don't care about fighting every enemy. I just want the items. And they keep crowding the one spot where I need to step to pick up the items. Frustrating.
Oh, okay.
I can't move. I literally couldn't move. He hit me once. I'm just frozen. I cannot move my body. I tried to dodge. Literally no reaction at all. Zero.
My dick is annoying. Being a dude with balls and a dick can be annoying. I don't want this. What is this bullshit? So we're gonna do more damage. Cool. All right, guys, this is where we.
I mean, everybody can already see the bitch in you, Phil. I get that and whatnot. It explains why you pursued John as hard as you did. But oh man, the old SnortBucks inserts never fail to get a chuckle. Holy shit! Big up SnortBucks.
We'll save up and adjourn for tonight. Next time we continue with the Nightmare of Mensis, and we're gonna wrap up the game. It's actually now called, it's
Yeah, it's time for Scopey to get their money now. It's time for them to have their payday. Their $300 a session. Oh, only if I could use my powers for good.
Rosloff base. I think there's like one more save point in the game, possibly. But that's it for Bloodborne. Good progress, man. I was not expecting to one-shot Ebrietis and then one-shot Ligarius without having the maxed weapon, but we did it.
Oh, he got his 154, so I guess that's his consolation prize, I suppose.
Kicked major ass tonight. Good stuff. See you all next time for endgame of the base game of Bloodborne. Who let the Hogans out? You! $100 for Hogans. There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict.
But the thing is if you think about the whole Beggy Orton shit, it all falls into place. It all falls into That's crazy, son. That's so crazy.
Phil has indoctrinated children who send him money.
Yeah, basically.
Blatantly milking for money.
Yep.
It's a money pit. It's gone. Just gone like that. In an instant. Fucking gone. I just care about money. I just can't help it. I eBay. Contributions are mandatory, but I need your help.
Oh,
I am appealing directly to you. No decency, no respect, no common sense, no fucking maturity. Is the guy who just doesn't get reality.
Oh boy. All right. Give me a second. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna run and grab a SnortBucks real fast, and then we'll come back and then we'll get started on video 2. Yes, I know, video 2. Like, and this far ahead because I ain't sat there and spurred out over a bunch of shit. But it got the noggin jogging, so it is what it is. I'll literally, for you it'll be a second, for me it'll be like 20 minutes. Be right back. Okay, and we're back. And with our signature flavor, oh boy, pumpkin spice, because you know how that goes and whatnot. Yummy, yum, yum. And on to video number 2. On to video number 2. And let's see here.
Save the pig.
Indeed, that's like 24/7. I feel like. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the second video that makes up our holiday broadcast on fucking GTG's version of the Hallmark Channel. 12 Days of Goutmas. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with our second video that'll make up our situation here. DSP, kick is a double-edged sword. All of my stats on YouTube are down. Womp womp. And no more extra days off. Fucking A. This is from December 12th of 2024, year of the gout. Remember, the first one was literally December 7th of 2024. Like, we're literally only 5 days removed, or 5 days later. And this is where we're at, where we can't take extra days off now. Fucking A, bro. Oh. All right, without further ado, here we go.
Save the pig. What the heck? A pig with a party hat. Hello, Mr. Piggy. The secret piggy. Save the pig, the game. The whole game you're trying to save the pig's life. Hell!
Plazicus says, I hope you won't ditch Kick. While it isn't turning out the results you want at the moment, it costs you nothing to continue to use Kick in YouTube, and over time, I do think you'll build an audience. Please do not take this as an attack or a troll. No, oh, absolutely not. I would absolutely never take legitimate, positive criticism or advice as a troll. Especially when you say it respectfully like that. Why would I? Quite frankly, that support has pretty much dried up. We have a few regulars who still, gift subs, and I'm really appreciative of that. But at one point, I'm not kidding you, half of my income was coming from Kick. Okay? It was insane, the amount of gifted subs and stuff that I was getting. I was like, holy shit, that's amazing.
Yeah, because he was a fucking parasite on fucking Kino Casino's ass. So, yeah, it was a tick, if you will. he was a fucking, an undiagnosed fucking lump and shit on their ass and whatnot. And that's why they didn't find out. That's where all the money was coming from. Until they saw how boring he was. And then Kino Casino actually had to work harder, you know what I'm saying, to keep so they could keep doing content with him, because that's how boring he was and how interesting he was. Fucking A, man, that's crazy.
Amazing.
If he wasn't a fucking dickhead and just let Grill Phil continue, you know what I'm saying, it is what it was. It was something. It was more than what he was doing on his own, apparently.
Now it's just kind of dried up. Like, for example, last week I was streaming DS Politics on Kick, and there was no actual support on Kick. I got 2 tips. That was all the support I got on the show.
Bravo. Bravo.
And it's a show I stream exclusively on Kick. Much like anything, you get initial hype, and then the initial hype kind of dies down and dries up, and then you get back to normalcy. Okay? I'll be honest, I have noticed the average viewership on Kick is increasing. So I started off with maybe 30, 40 viewers a stream on Kick.
Now remember, he hasn't he hasn't actually obtained the weekly, the partnership yet on Kick to get the weekly paycheck. So that's what he stuck in there for. And then he thought he was going to be able to take a portion of Kick's audience, of Kino Casino's audience, to supplement that. God damn, he's greasy as shit. You can see the shine on him right there from here. That's gross. Anyway, he thought he was going to take a portion of their audience too. You know what I'm saying? If you really think about it, if you think about it in hindsight, like the whole snake eating situation, that's wild. And then my theory is he thought, and this is a stretch on my part, it's a reach. It's a reach. I should say more than a stretch. He thinks that, or he thought that, oh, DSP got over on Kino Casino. Yeah, that makes fucking DSP base. That shit makes him fucking cool as shit, man. We have to stay here and support Phil because he finally got one over on Kino Casino. There's nobody in their audience who would have thought that. That just makes no fucking sense. But in DSP's own mentally ill fucking mind, he thought that would be a thing. That's weird. That's weird as shit. Because why would, if these people were forcing you, meaning Kino Casino, if they were forcing you to do things you didn't want or didn't want to do, why would you still want a connection to them? And the connection would come from the viewership as well as the people who donate. They were never going to just abandon Kino Casino for you. I don't know if he thought that far ahead, but they would never do that. So why did he think the snakening would work? In hindsight, like, why would he think that would work? It's fundamentally a stupid idea with diminishing returns, as everything else that he does in life. Crazy. I really need to go back and look at 2024 with a new set of eyes, because I missed most of that year anyway. So fucking A. That's crazy though.
Now I'm getting maybe between 50, 60. So there is an increase and it is slightly growing. And I feel like if I do consistently co-stream like I've been doing, I probably will see that increase even further.
Well, he's definitely going back to Twitch though. I'll tell you that for sure. And I want to tell you it's sometime in the upcoming year, 2026. He's definitely going back. Because like I said, the diminishing returns as it pertains to viewership or Kick isn't helping him and whatnot. He can easily just deactivate his account, and I think he'll still be able to keep his partnership, and he needs to go back to Twitch. Because especially right now, Twitch, like I said, I've been talking about this throughout the year, but the entry to get into monetization, to get into affiliate and get into partner, everything's kind of changed up, right? It's so much easier just to go over there and start streaming and basically bring in revenue. But I still think to be paid out, you still have to at least be an affiliate. If he can get remonetized, if Asmongold gives him more charity on that, then that's all DSP kind of needs to get in there, to be honest. Because most of the dents anyway still have, Twitch Primes. So, and if anything, more than would have Twitch Primes than they would ever have with YouTube Premium. So there's that. Anyway, that's just me speculating.
In fact, within maybe a month or two, I may actually be able to qualify for the verification status on Kick. That's my problem, is my stream viewership is like this on Kick. If I do a politics stream, I'll have hundreds of viewers. But
that never happened, but all right.
But all my gameplay streams only have like 50. So because of that, Kick is not going to approve me for the verified status. They want you to have consistent viewership over their threshold.
That's why he needed Kino Casino. That's why he needed that. Fucking idiot. And keep in mind, there are people on Kick who game and bring in crazy numbers. This dude's on Rumble who fucking game and well, there's probably very few streaming sites that there isn't a gaming category. Who bring in numbers. It's just him. It falls on him. It's his fault. Of course, it's never his fault, but you know what I mean. It's his fault.
You don't want to be butt fucked. Trust me.
For DSP, we don't know, actually. We don't know. The lines are getting blurred with him as every year, basically.
And I don't have that. So because of that, I'm not going to get that consistency yet. But I am noticing the viewership is growing. So if I keep going, we may be good. However, there is a double-edged sword to everything, right? So like I said, I have noticed distinctly that since I started streaming on Kick, the stream viewership on YouTube is down a bit. And what YouTube is now reporting is all my statistics are down. My views are down, the engagement is down, and it's true. If you haven't noticed, since I started co-streaming on Kick, did you notice that on YouTube, I never mention liking the streams anymore? Like right now, we have about 300 viewers on YouTube watching me, and we
not in the current day. He can barely hold on to 2, but all right.
have 34 likes.
Oh my God.
If you like my content on YouTube, please click the like button because engagement helps this channel. It really does. Like, it helps the channel statistically and to find it in search results and all of that. But
until the stream archive goes into the fucking ether, then it doesn't mean anything about anything. He's back to square one.
That's the thing. I haven't been saying that. So views are way down on YouTube. You know, views and likes and engagement. Comments are way down on YouTube as well. Like I asked him,
oh please go into his, if he actually like approved the comments, or if he took off some of those filters, he'd have the engagement that he wants. It's not like YouTube's gonna penalize you for someone going in there on some slick shit. Now, if the shit's like fucking racist or whatever, YouTube's filters will get rid of that long before you even see it, and whatnot. But outside of that, I mean, then again, there's certain curse words too, because I had a problem with that earlier in the year where people were saying that their messages were getting deleted. And we went through all of our different, I don't have any filters, but we went through all of our queues and they weren't there. So YouTube had to have just sent that shit to the ether, which is unfortunate. Because in most of those comments, they were like, people would re-comment it later, they just edit it. It was small. It was, I don't even know how YouTube's filters or YouTube itself even caught that shit. That's fucking crazy. And then what's the point of me having filters on our shit, which we don't, but if we did, if we utilize the filters, what does that matter if YouTube itself has its own filters? You know what I'm saying? Like, wouldn't it just go into a queue until you can, you know, approve it later? Or at least that's what I don't know. That's the impression I was always on, but apparently I was wrong. Apparently I was wrong.
hey, can I have feedback? And I get like one comment on a video. And it's like, well, this is what happens. You know, now I'm splitting my attention between YouTube and Kit. And since I'm not focusing exclusively on YouTube and mentioning things like, hey,
You didn't get many comments on your fucking videos anyway. Stop. It doesn't matter. You're not, he makes it sound like he was getting like 70, 80, 100 comments on a video. He wasn't. You know what I'm saying? If he was breaking 10, it was a good day. It's not that big of a deal.
comment on the video. Hey, like the video. It goes away. You know, when you're my level of popularity, you have to ask. Okay? There's people who are so big that they don't have to ask for anything. They just receive because they're huge. So people automatically like the videos, automatically leave comments, automatically give them feedback, automatically contribute.
People are not fucking sheeple like that. People are not drones like that. Like, they're really not. If that was the case, in every Markiplier video, for example, if he has 100,000 fucking views on that video, right? Why doesn't he have 100,000 fucking likes on it? He averages between like 10 and like 30,000. Max gets hundreds of thousands of fucking views on his videos, if not more so. Does he have hundreds of thousands of likes on those videos? No. He gets like between 10 and 30,000. The fuck are you talking about? The people are not sheeple like that. It's not how that works.
That doesn't happen with me. I have to ask because
It shouldn't happen with you, to be honest. You don't deserve that shit. You don't deserve it. You shouldn't be begging people to comment under your videos. You shouldn't be begging for likes. That's pathetic. If people want to do it, they will. If they don't, they don't. But asking for it doesn't really help you. Even though I think if you do ask for a like or whatnot, it does highlight that button, I think. I don't know if that's really true or not. But either way, though, like, you shouldn't have to ask for that shit. If people really like that shit, they will. It is what it is. I mean, unless you're like, who's this guy that I watch? He goes over that one bodybuilder dude. Well, he's a bodybuilder himself, but he goes over like bodybuilder drama and shit. Johnny Bravo, that's his name, Johnny Bravo. And he's been on this guy named Wes. He's been on this guy's neck for like better part of a year, maybe 2 at this point. Anyway, he says, you know what I'm saying, he asks for like a like at the end of his videos and stuff like that. I get it, but he doesn't beg for that shit. You know what I'm saying? If you like the video, give him a like. You know what I'm saying? It's simple, it's convenient, it's unintrusive, it is what it is. You guys know who Johnny Bravo is, you know what I'm talking about. That dude's fucking animal. That dude's a fucking animal. But he's great though, man. His production value is fucking amazing. Good shit.
Small time, you know? So understand, you know, if you see, gee, why is Phil talking about this stuff? While other streamers I watch don't bring it up because they're bigger than me. You know, they just get it.
No, because they're not fucking losers and they don't have to ask for it.
By default, I don't. I have to remind the audience because I have a smaller audience.
You have to
okay?
remind people to like
so,
you.
yeah, please.
You gotta remind people to like you. Yikes, that sucks.
Like the stream. Please leave comments on the video. Please engage with the content. That helps a lot. Okay? Thank you to those who are actually contributing in those ways. Because that is contribution. Even though it's not financial, it's still a good contribution. Okay? But that
You mean engagement, but I mean, whatever. If that's how he can equate it in his own head as contributions, I mean, I guess you are contributing to his content in some way, whatever. But still, look at this phantom hoof. Look at this phantom hoof. Slowly but surely fucking disintegrating. It's amazing.
That stuff's lacking and suffering because of the co-streaming. Like, my statistics are way down. You know, it's crazy because over the
Bitch, you had a fucking small audience and then you split it off to an even smaller audience. It was the risk that you had to take. You know what I'm saying? But yet again, ladies and gentlemen, that's kind of the future of streaming. And even though the future of streaming isn't looking very good, if you're seeing some of the nonsense that's been going on as of late. But anyway, that's the way of streaming, bro. Like right now, multi-streaming is a thing, right? So you're either on YouTube and Twitch, or you're on YouTube and Kick, or you're just on Twitch, or you're on Twitch and Kick, or you're on, basically it's like that. But it's getting to the point now, with the way YouTube is kind of coming down with the AI thing and whatever, that dudes are like, yo, I may have to just turn the YouTube into an archive and literally exclusively stream on just Kick and Twitch, right? And then even within, there's certain things they can't do on Twitch, and you can pretty much, anything goes on Kick. I need to actually start up a test stream over there on Kick one day and see what's popping with that once, at the very least. But anyway, but that's what the situation is now. But sooner than later, it's going to get to the point where if you're not streaming on 3 platforms or more, you're just behind. It is what it is. Because you need to do whatever you can to get your reach out there. I was saying that shit on the fucking GTG live channel. I told you that shit like 2 years ago. I told you that shit maybe 3 years ago. That's eventually what it was going to go to. And look at where we're at. It's just the reality of it all. You know what I'm saying? Streaming on YouTube or streaming on Twitch exclusively is not going to cut it. And even Twitch understands that now, because they're starting to basically call or pull back on some of their restrictions for people who multi-stream, because they have to. Because they have to. You know what I mean? It's on top of the fact that their reputation is absolute fucking shit. So there's that too. So it is what it is.
summer, my statistics skyrocketed. My statistics were, I have more views than ever before, actually got thousands of new subscribers, tons of engagement, and then it dried up. And I can't do anything about that.
That's hilarious, because if you think about the situation with Asmongold, that's exactly what's going to happen with that too. So a year ago, when was this? I'm sorry. This is December 12th. Okay, so December 12th. So a year ago, he was complaining about how he got all the benefits from the Kina Casino stimulus package, got thousands of fucking subs, got hundreds more views, and this, that, and the third, and then it dried up. And then look at the Asmongold thing. I say that to say this. There's no reason to be mad, because some of the roaches decided to occupy the Snort fort for a bit and then they bounced. It's not going to last. You know what I'm saying? Like any stimulus package, if you can't build upon it, then it was wasted. End of story. End of story. And DSP will always squander opportunities. He always has. It's one of the many tomes about him that reigns true. DSP is his greatest detractor. Give DSP enough rope and he'll hang himself. Anything that you do for DSP will come back against you in the worst possible way. The road to hell is paved in good intentions. And any opportunities that DSP gets, he'll squander it, because he's not smart enough to take advantage of it. He's not savvy enough to take advantage of it. It doesn't get any more clear than that. And he's going to get rich or beg or die begging. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You live by the snort, you die by the snort. You live by the beg, you die by the beg. And that's how his life is always going to be. And he's okay with it. And you have to come to the realization that there's not just some lol cows, but some people are okay with having life fucked up, and they're just okay with it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? A dent probably can't fucking articulate that, but for everybody else, that's just the realism. That's just being realistic, I should say.
You know, I'm not going to change as a content creator and be drama, because that's what a lot of people were afraid was going to happen. They said, Phil, so now you're involved with drama, you know, with the guys from Kino Casino.
The drama's what paid. Like, he was never above the shit. It paid. That's why he did it.
It's Keemstar and all of this. Are you going to become a drama guy?
And he's a dumbass. He's still a dumbass for that Keem situation, because he could have gotten his 50 grand. He could have been in there. He could have been in the pocket and whatnot, in the bullpen, let's say that. And he could have been in the bullpen when the money was good, and then he could have just dipped. That's what Keem did. That's what fucking Wings did. Sooner or later, Wings is going to have to crawl back because he's a bitch. But it is what it is on that. So he missed out on a fucking golden opportunity doing that shit. But whatever.
You know, and I tried it. I mixed in drama occasionally. in my content. You know, every once in a while here on this podcast, I would bring up drama topics like review tech or COG or Ethan Ralph, shit like that. But in reality,
You never went at Ethan Ralph. What the fuck are you talking about? And COG is COG. And so it is what it is on that. And fucking Rich, you literally built your relationship with fucking Kino Casino off Rich. And then you try to turn around after the snakening. You try to turn around and weaponize RTU against them. Which is crazy because Rich never really lifted a hand against Kino Casino because he couldn't. He did nothing because he could do nothing. So you thought you were going to weaponize that? See, that's why the thing with you and fucking Wings isn't going to last. Because you think you can use Wings as a bargaining chip, and you really can't. And Wings will sandbag you to make sure that he doesn't fuck up a position for himself later.
That stuff every once in a while, you know.
You know what? You're a hypocrite. Either you're in or you're out. There ain't no such thing as halfway crook. If you're gonna get into this drama shit, you gotta live it. If not, stay the fuck out. Because if not, you're gonna get drawn into some shit and it don't go away. It doesn't just wash off. You let's go with your little fucking circus clown meme. Once you put the makeup on, it don't come off. Or it don't come off easy, I should say. Same thing with that drama shit.
Makes sense, just to maybe stir things up a bit. But that's not who I am, and you guys know it.
So you want to go in and stir and fucking and kick the nest, but you don't want to get stung. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. That's why Kino Casino's on his ass to this very day.
Like, I don't want to sit here talking about drama and lol cows and making fun of people all day. I'd rather play games and chill with you guys and have social interaction that's fun and meaningful. Okay?
You're a paid shill.
Yep.
You're a fake. Your content's fake.
Yep.
No one should be watching your bullshit
Yep.
because you're just a fucking greedy money grubber.
Phil was right. I mean, this is all projection, obviously, because he was talking about somebody else, but it's true. And if he had any real balls, he would just call out Max's name and say that, but he won't. He just says hashtag ad, dude. You know what I'm saying? You can't believe him. It's hashtag ad. He's paid to do that. But that's not what DSP really means, and that's not what he really wants to say. But he's too much of a coward, and he don't want the full blunt of fucking the FGC on his neck. But if he was the realest guy on the internet, he would just come out and say that. Call Justin out on his name. Call Max out on his name. Call the FGC as a whole out on their name. Even though, I got to tell you, that thing that fucking Mike Ross said all those years ago, oh, man, it must have been like, I want to tell you, that was damn near a decade ago at this point. Or almost a decade ago when Mike Ross said esports may very well kill the FGC. He was right. Or it's starting to look like it. It's starting to look like it. If you're watching Ernesto at this current time and shit, or at least over the last couple months, you're starting to see it. Like, it's looking really, really ugly. Like, that Saudi money doesn't look like it's coming through the way people thought it was. I mean, it is, but it may not be worth it in the end. Because if they kill the entire scene off, once the esports thing is done, what do you guys go back to? And there's rumblings about some dude, I don't mean to make it sound like that, but there's a guy who's making a video, or the video's almost done, where he's going to talk about the grassroots tournament scene or whatever. And if he does, he can't do that video without talking about like Final Round and some of those tournaments. And we'll see if that video does come out relatively. If by next year it'll be out, so I'll definitely go over it and I'll tell you guys what's what. At least from my perspective. But if that is really the case, though, that might be the cautionary tale that Mike Ross tried to tell us all those years ago, and we didn't listen. So womp womp. And don't get me wrong, this doesn't tie into DSP and his grassroots bullshit. Fuck all that. That's not what that is. That's just DSP trying to gatekeep. What Mike Ross was saying was, esports is like the FG. Not every game is fitted for esports, right? And when a game goes to esports, it becomes corporatized. You know what I'm saying? Or incorporated, I should say. And so it's not about what the fans want to see. It's not about what's good for the players. It's about what's good for business. And I think that's what what Mike Ross was saying all those years ago. And that's just kind of getting ugly. And then, because I keep my ear to the ground, word around the campfire is Max isn't going to be at fucking Evo next year. Like he usually does like a panel and then they do a co-stream over there and all that. Apparently he's not interested in going this year, or he's not going to do it. He's going to basically be on his own platform. If that's really the case, there may be something to be said about that too. So anyway, look out for that and whatnot. If I don't turn it into a stream, if I don't do a stream about it, it'll be a video.
So, it definitely sucks because, you know, I had a big increase. It went away. And now I'm co-streaming on Kick. All of a sudden I got a big increase and that went away. And it's like, well, it's just because who I am. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you're a failure. We get it.
I think some people thought that this year was going to be Phil's going to completely change who he is. And by the end of the year, he's not even going to be really playing games anymore, right? Instead, he's going to be doing this lolcow drama content every day, and he's going to do this and that.
It's not just that though. Like I get what SnortBucks trying to say, as it pertains to the drama or whatnot, but it's not just the fact that he's lazy and boring. He's all that in spades. But it's also the fact that like he's never been good at drama. Like, it's never been something that he can do and be good at. Like, DSP likes to go ahead and tell you, oh, I could do that thing. I could be good at it if I wanted to. Stop. That's like every kid out there saying that, yeah, I could be the next Michael Jordan. Yeah, no. Like, you know what I'm saying? When it's your own kid, maybe, but you should definitely be the best player you can be. But let's be honest, it's one of those pipe dream type situations. And it's something that DSP never grew out of. You know what I mean? It's like a kid who believes that the world is still open to them and anything is possible. For DSP, those doors closed a long ass time ago. Him being successful at anything in life died out long before he was pushed out of the FGC. Just to keep it a buck. So with that being said, he can't handle drama. Not in the way that shit is these days. Because if motherfuckers can't get you online, they'll get you offline. And all of that's already exposed. He's been fortunate that he's so boring and uninteresting at times that someone like Frank Hassel, for example, hasn't popped up on his doorstep yet. You remember what that did to Boogie? That shit got his ass a fucking felony. Frank Hassel walked away from that shit damn near unscathed. Just imagine if he pulled up on DSP with that bullshit. But DSP's too boring. He knows that he's not, Frank Hassel has to know he's not going to get the response that he wants out of that. It's not worth it. You know what I mean? It's not worth it at all. You know, Boogie came out there with a gun. What's DSP going to do? He's going to hide upstairs and send his wife out to negotiate? There's no fun in that. So, it serves no purpose.
But I told you guys over the summer, don't worry. That's not what's going to happen. You know, I'm not going to change who I am. I'm not going to go for the lowest common denominator. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not. I'm just not. I'd rather be me. Okay? And that means there's going to be days when we're at the end of a stream and I raised $20.
And you're going to spurg out at them and you're going to be mad at them. And then you're going to hold that shit against them. And then you're going to give them some pity party fucking apology and shit on the fucking Daily Wipe or the Bottom Bitch podcast, aka the Daily Therapy Session the next day. I roger that.
For entirety of a 4-hour stream. And I'm going to say to the audience, hey guys, you know, it would be nice if you could contribute. And if you don't like that, I don't know what else to say besides I'm sorry.
Wow, you actually apologized for begging back then? Oh, that's right. He was under Kino Casino, though. He didn't want to seem like a bitch. So was this had to have been before? No, because, sorry. Because at this point, let me see something real fast. Yeah, the king's tax is already up there. So what the fuck are you apologizing for? You've already been, quote unquote, empowered to beg at this point. So what the fuck? And I may have to go back and see what this whole situation was, because that seems strange. Like, why did you try to come across as not remorseful? Because that would literally be me lying by saying he could ever be that. But what the fuck are you apologizing for at this point? That seems a bit out of place.
But that's the reality of the situation when you're a small-time guy. All right? I don't do the things that...
Why don't other small-time streamers beg then, Phil? DSP, you don't have one detractor. You don't have one detractor that's over... Well, see, Gundam doesn't really consider himself a detractor, though. So I don't know if I could say that. Gundam has way more subs than you. Okay, so minus Gundam, like, give me that caveat. Minus Gundam, there's not one detractor out there that's over 100,000, that has over 100,000 subs, for example, right? So then, under those stipulations and circumstances, why doesn't any of your detractors beg? Why is it always just you? He likes to put this thing out here about, oh, all small time streamers begging shit. Name one who isn't a lolcow. Name one. I'm just throwing it out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what, you mean like Bad Bunny or any of those other E-Thots? That's what an E-Thot's supposed to do. I don't think she's even around anymore now that I think about it. Or maybe she is, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, I need to put that on the soundboard, that $5 bullshit. That shit was hilarious. I should have done that years ago. Anyway, so like, name one detractor who does that shit. Name one small-time streamer that you can think of, DSP, who does that shit. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? Does Early Bird beg? Is that why you donated to her, Phil? Shit, Wings of Redemption has more subs than you, and he's been begging. I gotta tell you, he's been begging, so that's a thing in itself. So name somebody who's not a lolcow. Don't worry, I'll wait.
That make you big. I never will, because I don't want to. Do you understand?
Oh, now you're not a big content creator or streamer because you don't want to be one. So it wasn't that the detractors, trolls, haters, and critics held you down, sent things that were out of context to all these different companies so they wouldn't work with you. It wasn't any of that stuff, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't them that got you kicked off of Twitch. It wasn't them that got you, who ended up getting you false copyright claimed on YouTube. It's because you don't want to be a large, successful streamer. That's the reason why. That's what he's saying here. Just thought I'd bring it up.
I don't want to be the person who has to be doing drama content, going for insults, going for toxic shit, just so I can get more views and attention and money. That's not me.
And I'm constantly just shilling things nonstop during everything that I do. So it's because I just care about money. That I just can't help it. I'm so just enveloped.
Oh, real quick. So for all of you who were like, damn, DSP's throwing his money away, buying all these peripherals, and then he stops using them, this, that, and the third. He's writing all that shit off on his taxes, first off. And secondly, because YouTube has that system in place that whenever you talk about a particular peripheral, like a microphone, a mic arm, a TV, a monitor, whatever, and that shit, sometimes YouTube will do it automatically, but sometimes the content creator themselves will have to put down like the Amazon link for it or wherever the fuck they got it from, so it shows up. He'll be able to write all that shit off on his taxes later. That's the reason why he doesn't mind spurging out the way he does, because he's not going to take the full bite for it, or bite of it, if you will. So there's that.
In greed.
That's why Rich used to splurge the way he does, or well, he used to. That's why Rich used to splurge the way he used to do it, because he was going to write all that shit off on his taxes too. I mean, most YouTubers do. You know what I mean? If you do one video talking about one little thing, immediately it automatically qualifies you to write that shit off. And I think with Twitch, it's similar. I'm not saying it's the same. I don't want to put nobody in no shit, but it's similar at the very least. So keep that in mind.
And money. I need money. I need money.
Good for you.
All right. But I will be the guy that reminds my audience a few times a stream, hey, please contribute. Okay. If you're okay with that, great. Welcome. And thank you for hanging in there and sticking around and supporting me. All right. But I knew that eventually that big increase that I had was going to go away. I said it when it was happening, right? I said, I don't know how long this will last, but I know it's going to go away. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of fact that kind of popular wave doesn't last unless you change who you are. And I was
the way DSP does anything is the way DSP does everything. Like I said, that Asmon Gold thing sounds very similar to what this was. Never change, Phil. Never change. Not like you could, but never change.
Wasn't willing to do that, okay? But listen, I'm happy where I am. I'm doing well still. You know, certainly I'm not going to be doing as well as I was. We're not hitting the goals every stream, but I'm still good, you know. The kick stuff really has dried up. And what I mean by that is even though I'm noticing that on average we're getting more viewers on kick, the level...
Yeah, but he can never give up the addictions, though. He'll never be able to give up the addictions. They've got him gripped. And he's in at this particular point, a year later, he can barely function. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's even more fucking, the tism is like, it's taking him over way more prominently now than it probably ever has. Like, he's slowly but surely losing it.
Of support I'm getting on Kick has dramatically dipped. You know, literally, when I started streaming on Kick 2 months ago, by now, we would have already had people gifting subs. And I didn't even have to say nothing. People would just be gifting subs. Like, holy shit, shout out to this person, shout out to that person, right? But, yeah, so here's the thing. I'm not going to give up on Kick, because some people seem worried. Oh, Phil, are you going to give up on Kick streaming? No, I'm not. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick with...
He was waiting for the verification, and then he was waiting for partnership deal so he could get the hourly fucking paycheck thing. So he was never going to give up on that shit. He was just mad that he wasn't expedited to it. He thought it was going to be far more easier with Kino Casino backing him up, and it wasn't. And I don't actually blame him for that, because I wouldn't say that Kino Casino had the same type of clout or influence as Ethan Ralph did on Stream.me. I'm not going to say that, because they clearly don't. But, you know, they brought in the numbers that warranted them concessions, right? So I think he looked at that. He looked at the numbers that they were bringing in. And he was like, holy shit. And people forget that too. People forget that Kino Casino, like the donations and everything, and or the gifted memberships is one thing, but I would assume they make crazy money just off of the hourly shit, because, you know, those guys can hold 3, 4, 5,000 viewers a night. You know what I'm saying? Over multiple hours. So, you know what I mean? Like, you got to keep that in mind too. On top of all the other deals that Kino Casino has on the side. So there's that too.
With it. All right. And I'm going to do my best to co-stream and maintain that dual audience. I am still going to stream the politics show only on Kick. Obviously, I would hope that it doesn't turn out like it did last week, where we had no Kick support during a Kick exclusive show.
It's unfortunate though that we never got the Asmongold DSP politics crossover, because Asmongold would have ended up exposing him, not even meaning to, but Asmongold would have ended up exposing the shit out of DSP when you talk about politics. Either what he don't know, what he don't understand, or what he fence sits on. Holy shit, that could have been fantastic.
Hopefully things will change for the better there. Maybe it was just an off week. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't.
But I'm going to stick with it and see what happens. It may be a situation where the audience does slowly grow. Okay.
Oh my God, he's drinking sperm.
And also, some people are like, are you still going to have your extra day off? Well, so far, since I told you guys I was going to take extra days off, I've had 2. Okay, 2 days where I was able to spend time with my wife. A lot of
here's another thing too. Don't be wrong. I've taken plenty of shots at Kat, back shots to the face, all that shit. I've given her the business as Tyrone, Jim, Tevin, you know what I'm saying? Like all the other homies have. Anyway, I will say that it's, all jokes aside, it's there's something disheartening about DSP talking about Kat like she's not even a person. She's an obligation. You know what I mean? Like, she's a thing. She's something to possess. And that's it. You know what I mean? Like, she's another Jasper, if you will. No pun intended. She's just another creature, if you will. Another pet. Let's say that. Because I hate when he calls Jasper a creature. She's another pet that needs to be taken care of, and that's it. Like, there's something really, really disheartening about hearing that shit coming out of his dumb ass. It don't feel right. It don't. And I think it also tells the greater story of where her value actually lies. You know what I'm saying? Because let's be honest, there's not a whole lot of cooking and cleaning going on in that house anymore. Panty time has been out of commission for years at this point. And truth be told, she can't really stand being around him. You saw that in the last few times they streamed together. Obviously, she was forced to do that. But it's very clear that they don't like spending time with each other. They're still very much strangers and whatnot under the same roof. And that's why I try to tell y'all that it's just an arrangement. It's an agreement they're not married. They're not well, they're married, but they're not really married. You know what I'm saying? They're not really a couple. You know what I mean? Both of them fill a role for each other, and that's that. And that's kind of unfortunate because that gives DSP even more reason to debase her, basically. It gives him more justification to devalue her because she allowed him to. Because remember, she made the choice. I don't know if she had an understanding of what she was walking into, but it doesn't really matter because we see what the final results are.
Those days ended up being half days because of installing fans and stuff like that. I wish that I could have had more time off. So here's the deal.
There's no way you install those fans on your own. You obviously have somebody else do it, obviously.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I would love to have more time with my wife, but the bottom line is the reason that I was able to make those changes and I was able to say, hey, guess what? I get to take extra days off to spend with my wife was because I was making what I was making.
So now you're going to basically pressure them to give you even more money or even exceed the amount just so you can spend more time being the loving husband that you allegedly portray. That's sick. That is despicable. Oh, that's something wild, I got to tell you.
Now it's slowing down. As you're seeing, I'm not hitting the goals every stream, right?
So Cat needs to be punished for that? Or does Cat not really care and you don't really care and you're just feeding the dent a sob story just to keep the money rolling in? Makes you think.
Look, we're 30 minutes into the podcast and I've made $3. So yeah, things have definitely slowed down. And we'll see what happens. If things pick up or if things at least maintain, then maybe I can continue to do some of the positive changes that I wanted to do, like take extra time off to spend with my wife. But I can't just keep taking time off if I'm not, making...
The way he weaponizes her is fucking insane. That's so fucking insane. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Against me. So we'll see, And again, this is not doom and gloom. This is not, oh, look at Phil. He's, woe is me begging. I'm literally not. I'm just explaining things, as much as I can. That's, the reason that I was able to say, hey, I'm making the positive changes was because I was getting massive support. Now it's drying up, and because of that, things may go back. I don't know. Okay?
Wow.
Bankruptcy is like the only solution, okay? I need that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills. And I'm probably going to try to do some more fundraising.
Go ahead and grab an undershirt. Why are you guys obsessed with me wearing an undershirt? What are you talking about? You don't need to wear an undershirt. If you're wearing stuff indoors, why would you need an undershirt? Only you need an undershirt like if you're going outside or something, you're going to sweat.
You're sweating now.
I swear, again, this has to be a new detractor meme thing where they're just nuts. And if he's going to wear a pullover...
Yeah, no one wears a pullover and not have something under it. That seems weird. And you sweat in that office all the time and you complain about it. Do you really want to sweat into that? Wow, all right.
He should be wearing an undershirt. Who the fuck?
You're absolutely useless without your mother. I see it clear as crystal. You're absolutely fucking useless without your mother. God damn, son. God damn.
Made you the authority on fashion and wardrobe. Are you retarded? I think you are. The dumbest thing that come out of their mouth, the dumbest memes that they say, like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Why are you wearing a pullover in that office if it's so warm anyway? Whatever.
Hateful speech, constantly. I'm Mr. Hateful Speech. Everyone knows that. The king of hate.
Who saw me? I couldn't see them.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
They're not hiding from us.
Holy shit.
I'm on cover. That was absolutely ridiculous, guys.
That's a son.
That was absolutely stupidly ridiculous. They saw me magically and sniped down on me. I had no shot on them, but they would just hit me magically with every bullet. It's so dumb.
What? You're not John Kennedy? What the fuck you talking about?
Okay, we're gonna continue, guys. Like I said, we're gonna be playing till 4. I'm trying to break up the parts to about half an hour in length. Of course, these last two I got 40 minutes. Hopefully that's good enough for YouTube to actually process and work today. We've got about an hour.
So he purposely made the video shorter just so they would process faster, even though they're not processing in order, which makes the fucking his front page look like shit. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
20 minutes left, and we're already over $100, so we're more than 2/3 of the way to the goal. Guys, let's hit the goal and have it count towards the goal hit counter today. That way, it doesn't go to waste. Obviously, we want to get our goals going, to get some rewards, right? Get a nice DSP tries it going in a few days and stuff like that.
Oh my god, he's drinking Hulk Hogan's sperm?
Is WWE Champions why I was typing with one hand on the casino chat last night? No, I have eczema. I have bad eczema, and what happens is sometimes my hands completely dry out and crack up where I get a rash, and so some nights I have to put like cream on one hand, and I actually put a glove on so that way I don't rub the cream off all over the bed when I'm asleep.
Okay. This okay. I have to say this. So, Phil, they want you to put a cream on. You're supposed to rub the cream in like lotion. You know what that is, right? You're supposed to rub it in. You're not supposed to put a glob of it on your hand and just leave it there. I don't think that's how that's meant to be done. Like, if it was like an ointment or something, I get it, but then maybe you would wrap it in gloss or some bullshit. Whatever. I guess I would have to know exactly what it is, but he's the type of special idiot that I could see him just putting like a glob of something on and just leaving it there and not rubbing it in or nothing. I could see him doing that. But I guess it depends on the medication, so it is what it is. But then again, wait a second. You wouldn't rub it in, but you felt it necessary to put a glove on so it doesn't fucking rub off on the bed? Okay, man. All right, bro. Whatever.
So this has been happening recently. My hands have been getting pretty bad eczema back and forth between them. So last night I had to put a bunch of, medicated cream on my hand. So, what a great...
And you're probably putting too much on, which you're the type of idiot to do so. Oh, put more on and it'll clear up faster. Yeah, I can see you doing that dumb shit.
Story, like, really, very, very boring, very monotonous story about reality. It's not really that interesting. But of course, I'm sure people make up shit all the time about it.
Cope sip.
In mid-2016, I accidentally streamed myself masturbating.
Someone's asking about, did I ever fake tips? No. I want you to think how dumb that is. Why would fake...
The fuck did you have it? Like I said, I'm not going to put this argument to bed because there's no way I can. Everybody will feel whatever they want to feel. And as you should. But does he fake every tip? No. Does he fake a lot of them? Yeah. Anything that he can to make it seem like he's not a fucking loser. Yeah. And why not? Because here's the thing. If he makes $125 on a stream, or like let's say he makes $100 on a stream and they don't hit the goal, is he going to refund them their $100 back? No. He's just going to take the money, he's going to move with it. Well, if he knows that he's being clowned for not hitting goals and not making to DSP tries it on a particular day he wants to hit, and let's say there's $120 and he needs 30 more, he'll try to squeeze it for whatever he can. And then at the end, oh, hey guys, Anonymous did such and such, such and such. Or on the daily wipe, oh man, there was a tip that I missed. $20 from Anonymous, $15 from Anonymous. Hey guys, so we're going to be able to actually hit the goal. Or we just hit the goal. And so we can do the, what's it called? All those things that I've described have happened at one time or another. If that doesn't sound fraudulent, I don't know what is. I don't think he fakes every goal, but he fakes most of them. Whatever it takes to get him to quote unquote the goal, then he's gonna fake it. Because we already know he holds out on tips. He'll purposely not shout out tips in the hopes that he'll get more. So if you're willing to do that, if you're willing to be that type of scumbag, you're telling me you wouldn't fake a tip? He's setting up the circumstances. The system that he's put in place is set up to allow him to do it. That's just my thoughts.
Making tips work or be something you would want to do. You'd be a moron. You're cheating yourself out of income. You're lying.
Yeah, like you got a problem with lying, and then his eyes immediately dart. But remember, his ego is more important than the money at times. So what's more important? Getting an own on the fucking detractors and shit? And taking the hit by, I don't know, $100 or $200 out of the $1,500 so he can still have DSP tries it? He's still walking away with $1,200. Like, think about that. if DSP needs $1,500 to do what DSP tries it, if he fakes even a quarter, if he fakes 1/3 of that, he still walks away with $1,000. No, sorry, yeah, if he fakes 1/3 of it, he walks away with $1,000. And then after he spends DSP tries or whatever, he walks away with $900. It's all phantom money anyway until he gets it. So who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like I like, it's not as crucial as you think it is. That's the reason why it's set up the way he set it up.
To the audience about it.
Don't be wrong. I'm not trying to, because I've been accused of doing this. I'm not accusing him of being a mastermind or any bullshit like that. I'm saying by just dumb pig luck, the circumstances are set up to where it allows him to do that. It is what it is. I'm not saying that he planned for it, if you will, but it is a byproduct by design. By its very design, it allows him to do it.
Like, if I were to lie, the only way that you could maybe tell if someone's lying about something like that is that for some bizarre reason, they just keep getting the income that they claim that they're getting over an extended period of time, and it's incredibly unreasonable, right? Like, let's say, for example, on this stream, okay, no one super chatted, no one gifted subs. The only income that I got mysteriously was tips, okay? Then you could say that's kind of suspect, because tips, there's no evidence, right? You super chat, you see through YouTube. Subs, you'll see through K.
And see, this is what I was trying to tell y'all too about him. By him bringing everything together, like all the contributions that come from Kick, and then all the different ways you can do it on YouTube. Yet again, I'm not saying he planned for it, but by just its initial design, it enables him to be able to lie about it, about what he's making, because now all of that shit is jumbled in. So if he lies about what he's making in tips, who gives a shit? Because to a dent, it's like, oh, well, he made, you know, he made 45 here, he made X amount here, he made X amount here. If it's only, let's say, you know, $15, $20, $30 from tips, anonymous tips, who gives a shit? The bulk of it came from real people, and you can at least account for that. You see what I'm saying? The money is murky. The water has been murked up enough. It's been muddied up enough that it allows for him to have that type of leverage. I'm not saying he planned for that. I'm just saying that's a byproduct of the design.
But you can't see where the tips are coming from. So that's suspect, right? Oh, look, someone anonymously tipped me over and over and over, and that's the only way that I'm ever hitting a goal, right? So then you could maybe make that suggestion that it's fake. But the thing is, I wouldn't ever want to lie, because then
he's already told on himself, and now he's trying to fix it retroactively.
People would have unreasonable expectations of what I'm hitting or what I'm not going to hit. You know what I mean? And that just hurt me in the long run. To think that you're going to make more than you can realistically make doesn't make sense.
Yeah, see, there
at all. And
like SnortBucks all over
the times that these idiots have said, "Oh, you see, Phil made it up," doesn't make sense. Then how did it end? If we were at 96, a streak of 96, right? Why would I want it to end? If I was faking it the whole time, wouldn't I have just lied? Because then probably it would have continued this week. Take a look. This week now, here we are, near the end of my streaming week, and we only hit, I think, 4 goals, and that's okay. We still had streams that are great. Look, right now we're at 114. If the stream ends at 114, I'm not upset. It's good. That's good support. Why would I be upset about that, right? But what if oh, he hit the goal. He lied about it. How does that help me? It doesn't, you know? I would have, absolutely, if I was a liar about it, I would have kept it going. But I'm never going to lie about it. I never have lied about a single contribution.
Look at him rubbing his eyes. Look at fucking heads jolting all over the place. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Innocent people don't sound like this.
Every contribution I've ever shouted out has legit been 100% real. Sometimes they get charged back after the fact, and that really sucks. But everything that I've ever told you guys about was real.
Extra
so, speaking of which, I do need to split the part now. But speaking of which, hey, let's hit the goal. It's the end of the stream. We got a half an hour left on stream. Let's hit the goal and count another one towards our goal milestones, and let's get closer to DSP Tries It, okay? All right, let's split the part, and then the last part coming.
I mean, it's rare when I have to come out.
Holy shit. I don't know how much attention that got this time last year, but oh man, that's ugly. That's one of those moments that you need to learn how to shut the fuck up. There should have been a whole lot of shutting the fuck up right then and there. Holy shit.
Out and say, guys, we really need tons of money today. When do I say that, right? Very rarely. I mean, like I said, the one time
When do I ever say that? Very rarely. So either you do it or you don't.
was the end of last year when a tax situation came up out of nowhere. I don't
A tax situation that he knew about and he was allegedly putting money to the side for. Womp womp. Because he can't throw it all on a credit card anymore. Unless he's throwing it on Cat's credit cards. And something tells me that chick didn't have a whole lot of credit. Let's say that. She didn't have a whole lot of credit when she left Michigan to come to Seattle. Well, you know, to Washington State, I should say. Whatever.
feel I'm in a situation where I do those kind of things. You know, there are people out there who exploit, and they find ways to exploit constantly. I'll as long as people want it, I'll keep it in the rotation. All right, so. Oh, by the way, Battleduck says, remember how early on you complained about not exploring the source of all of this? It's actually coming up. Okay, maybe that'll be interesting. All right. I guess I'll keep it in the rotation for now. And thank you guys for chilling and those who did support the stream. Make no money is not a huge deal. I'm not poor. There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict. Still has indoctrinated children who send him money, blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit. It's gone, just gone like that. In an instant, fucking gone. I just care about money. I just can't help it. I eBay. Contributions are mandatory, but I need your help. I am appealing directly to you.
That's so crazy.
No decency, no respect, no common sense, no fucking maturity. Is the guy who just doesn't get reality.
All right. If I remember to, I'll put timestamps in here as well. If I remember to, don't hold me to anything. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we're here with the third and last video that will round us off here. Fun times. Oh, let's see here. Let's go ahead and this one right here. Go ahead and get our ball rolling. All right. Let's get proper introductions and then that'll be it for today. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're at our last and final video. Brought to us by, yet again, SnortBucks. Let's see here. All right. DSP. Maybe it's no longer beneficial to stream on Kick. My streams are not like cell phone service. Are not like cell phone service. That's fucking funny as hell. This is also from December 12th of 2024. So we're still on the same day. Womp, 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 womp. And, okay, and without further ado, here we go.
This is how I play the game. Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude. And I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Indeed.
Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
What I have distinctly noticed is very simple. I'm really not getting much support on the Kick side anymore. Did you notice that? Like, I actually looked at my stats. Okay, and I'm not even kidding. Like, on Kick, at this point, I've gotten, like, every day, at the most, I'm getting, like, maybe 5 subs over there. Today, so far, I have 1 sub on Kick. So, what happened was, initially, when I started streaming on Kick, there was a lot of interest. And now, I guess, for whatever reason, either the interest waned or the people who were supportive just aren't supporting this one. That's what's going on, because I was noticing, looking, like, why exactly...
Why does other people have to notice that for you, though? Like, what sense does that make? Like, it's your business. Like, it's funny, like, if I notice it, I'm a stalker, but you expect fucking a dent to be able to pick up on that? Okay.
Are we not hitting $150 a stream? That's literally it. Like, I was getting a ton of gifted subs, and they're just gone now. So I don't know what to say about that. I don't really know if it's beneficial for me to be co-streaming these gameplay streams at this point. I'm not sure.
A lot of people are very passive aggressive. And what I mean by that is they're afraid of conflict. They want a resolution for something. Okay? But they're essentially very afraid to have any kind of conflict actually happen.
But I'm not going to give up.
I mean, for DSP, it's that, but it's also probably the fear of rejection. That's why you don't want to talk to nobody on the phone. That's why everything's got to be by email, right? Or by text. So he has like that barrier, if you will. Strange way of looking at it, but I'm probably not too far off the mark.
I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep plugging away. I'm going to keep co-streaming. We're going to see what happens. Hopefully, I will get a foothold over there. It sure would be nice if I could.
Womp womp.
So, let's see. All right, are we ready to start? We got to get started here. Oh, if it says we have that many viewers on Kick, you know some dumbass detractor is view-botting me. Come on. You know we don't have that many viewers on Kick. That's bullshit. So it sounds like there's view bots. I literally have not looked at any view attendance at all. Guys, you know that if it says that we have thousands of viewers, it's fucking trolls view botting like morons. Like,
but keep in mind, it had to have been like middle of 2024, I think. It might have been like middle of 2024. I can't remember what he was streaming. It was before the Kino arc, I'm pretty sure though. And he was sitting there streaming on YouTube. He fucking got botted. And this idiot was literally trying to like talk to the bots. He was literally trying to talk to the bots and be like, hey, where did you guys all come from? I want to shout out the person who, you know, sent you guys here, who rated me or whatever. You know, if somebody could talk back. And people in his own audience was like, yo, Phil, I think they're bots. Well, there's a lot of them though. And he didn't want to give up the idea that they were bots, or he didn't want to concede, I should say. He didn't want to concede to the idea that they were bots. He wanted to believe they were real. And that was by far one of the more saddest things I had seen at that point. I was like, wow, that's tough. That's tough. That we can't even admit that that you can't tell the difference between a real person and a bot. That's unfortunate. Must be the tism.
again, this would be the millionth time they've done it, and it still haven't gotten it through their dumb ass fucking mentally stunted heads that it doesn't affect my streams at all.
Not yet.
At all. It doesn't affect me. They're so dumb that they don't realize that.
Yep, I'm toxic. I have a very generous $30 tip. No.
Sì, buona giornata.
Oh, they blocked this sign?
Yeah, I'd like to tell you honestly that I'd say at this particular point, 75% at the very least of anonymous tips are fake. I'm almost confident that's where it's at, because it being anonymous is the perfect out. It doesn't get any better than that. So that's my thoughts anyway. It could be higher. I want to tell you it's higher. I want to tell you like 90. I want to tell you like 90%, 95% are fucking fake, but whatever. I'll stand on 75% at the minimum, at the very least.
Oh no! Oh no, I alerted everyone! Oh no! Oh shit!
Run, bitch! Run! Let me put that on the soundboard.
I alerted everyone. I guess that's not the way to do it. Is there a way to distract him so I can get the book?
What does lolcow even mean, says J-Man? So apparently the textbook definition of a lolcow, all right, is someone who basically you can prod or poke or treat in a certain way to get an expected outcome that you find funny. You're milking them for the lulz. That's a lolcow, supposedly, okay? Now, personally, I feel that there's distinctions between them, because there's some people that are lol.
Those different categories of lolcows, do tell. Is this like different types of beef and whatnot? What do you classify yourself, man? USDA? You know what I'm saying? Are you sirloin? What is it, Phil? I think I'm perfectly fine with you bacon. Maybe you're pulled pork at times. I might give you a decent pork shoulder. Never mind. You don't have any meat up there. Whatever. Pork belly. We could do that, I suppose.
Cows who, like, that's who they are. Like, that's who they are as content creators or whatever.
That's who they are as people. There's no, you don't get to do that. You don't get to sit there and say, oh, it's all just an act and people couldn't tell the difference, or they didn't understand or how to distinguish Nobody. No, you don't get to do that. You don't get to do that.
There's other people who literally just get harassed to the point where then they're going to react, and any normal human would react in that way if they were harassed. You know what I mean? So I think there are differences between them, distinctions between them.
Lolcow is a term that's applied to people that's very negative.
So I would say that's the distinction, right? That's the distinction. But, you know, the thing is, you could consider someone a lolcow or whatever, but I think that things can change too. Like maybe at one point someone's a lolcow because they just act a certain way on the internet that people don't like or they don't respect. And then someone can change for the better, but then people still try to categorize them as a lolcow anyway because they just are used to it, and to them you're their personal you're their personal amusement now, which is kind of messed up in my opinion. You know, there's a difference between having fun with someone or having fun at
I'm sorry. DSP logic is always I mean, that's how I kind of started this channel, but DSP logic's always the funniest shit to me. It's always funny trying to hear him try to rationalize shit. Like, it's hilarious. You know what I mean? Because he's so close to self-realization at times, not here, but he's really close at self-realization and just immediately drops the plot. Just immediately. It's absolutely hilarious. Oh boy, long live DSP logic.
someone's expense and it becomes like serious bullying and stuff.
People wouldn't be paying Sprite, I eat Sprite or whatever.
Oh shit. I'm pretty sure, but don't quote me on this, like Tevin or Secret Limited or Agent Proper, one of them would be able to correct me on this, but I'm pretty sure that's Sidella, if I remember correctly. Oh man, and then there's two other fucking knuckleheads on there too that's on DSP side laughing at this dude. And don't get me wrong, fuck Sidella. I love his mother though. Like, you know what I'm saying? I love Milf and Cookies. I love that woman internally. But fuck Sidella. But yeah, it was kind of grimy how DSP did it. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that was Sidella. I could be wrong though.
I thought everyone's going crazy in the stream chat. Oh my god.
I do like it a lot fun. Not true.
But the thing is though, is like most of the dents sound like that, you know what I'm saying? So, or they're not too far off. Like who's that one guy that excuse me, who's that one guy that people were kind of bigging up for a while there until he showed his full fucking dent colors. What's that guy's name? PWR. Look at that cat. Look at that dude. Holy shit. Fucking trash fire that guy is, man. Big ups to fucking Lord Diaz and fucking Dash Rush for keeping up on that stuff. I'm not interested in PWR at all, but I do like watching their content on them, or their coverage, if you will, on them. I do appreciate what the two of them do. But fucking A, dude, look at the trash fire that guy is. Holy shit. I gotta tell you, man, these dents have fallen in quality over the years. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could say a lot of things for those of you who remember. You could say a lot of things about fucking Swagnito or fucking Brightside Viking or fucking some of the other dudes that were hanging around, but Jesus Christ, the quality in dents since their day has fallen exponentially. It's been, yikes, the quality has been very, very bad. Very, very bad. It's literally canned chili meat from this point on.
What's happening? I don't know what's happening anymore.
Barely edible. Barely tolerable.
Let's
Oh my god.
The statue. Isn't this a famous statue? Oh god, he's gonna see me. No? I'm just gonna reload, but I'm curious what the photo opportunity is in this area. Like, what is it?
He's like he just literally drives his head against the wall and shit and just hopes that he gets the outcome he wants. Ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous.
The Vatican seal? What the hell is that? There's a Vatican seal in there?
Oh my god, he's drinking toxic toilet juice.
Lucky Gremlin has gifted 10 memberships on YouTube. Thank you, Lucky Gremlin, for 10 gifted memberships. That helps tremendously. That is a whopping $30 contribution tonight, which means we're now at 113 and climbing. We are getting very close to our goal for the night, and finally getting a new goal hit to our counter. Let's do it. Let's hit the goal tonight and get the counter advancing, shall we?
I've never run into this thing before. What is it, a money creature? Yeah, look, it's a money creature. It just throws money around. What the hell was that?
Someone know the way it works. The way I don't know why people are. This is why I need to make a video about it, because everyone's so confused about this new goal system. Okay, here's how it works. On every given stream, if we raise 150 bucks, the goals hit meter goes up by 1. If on every given stream we hit 300 bucks,
You know, if this dumbass would just put like a tip bar or an indicator up there to show where they're at, it would be easier. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, I'm not here to give this idiot any help. Lord knows I've done enough of that. But like if he had done something like that, it'd be so much easier. But here's the problem. If he's faking tips, then the indicator, if he automate, he would kind of have to automate that bar or that meter. If he's faking tips, then how does he do that? If he overrides it, you're going to be able to notice it. So then what? And that's why he has to keep them in this like gouty haze, if you will, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this fucking grease smoke, if you will, to keep them fucking off balance. Because he doesn't want them paying too much attention. Because if they do, then they see how fraudulent this shit really is. Or, God forbid, any of them would actually start talking to each other and actually figuring out what's what, which is something that did happen many, many years ago amongst a few of his dents. And whatever. I don't think it actually went anywhere, but it was funny for a time anyway.
the goals hit meter goes up by 2. Every time we get 150 bucks on a given stream, it goes up. But it doesn't cumulatively count every dollar. Like, let's say, for example, tonight we end at 155. I don't carry $5 over to tomorrow. It just starts over, you see?
Greed is a very powerful thing, my friend.
It does, but that shows, but see, that's what I was trying to say earlier. No matter what, he wins. Whether he gets $120 or he gets every 150, or if he hits $297, he still wins. And he might even, at that point, for the latter, he might fake the $3 just to get them to 300. But let's say it's not, $297. Let's say it's $254. He's not going to sit there and take the hit on that. He's just going to go ahead and walk away with the money. Okay, we hit one goal, and I'm keeping the extra. Overtime pay, if you will. Time and a half. Oh, shit.
You got to be very careful, because then they're dancing the line between meaningful content that you can trust and someone who's always just out to make a buck. And then why are you supporting them? You know, I hate to say it, it's just sad when you see someone go down that path. And a lot of people have done that over the years.
So you always want to end on like an even 150 of some sort, and then it counts. So he's asking, if I super chat to reach $300, that counts as 2. He says if we reach 200, with 100 carry over to the next day. Nothing carries over to the next day. It's whatever you do on one stream.
Now, ironically enough, this is December 12th of 2024. In 2025, we've actually seen that. We've seen him carry over totals from one stream to another, or even from one day to another. Few and far between, but we've seen that. Keep that in mind.
Okay, there you go. Yes, my streams are not like, my streams are not like a cell phone service. We don't have rollover contributions to the next goal. That's not how it works, like rollover minutes on a cell phone plan.
Who still has rollover minutes, though? Like, I don't know too many cell phone plans unless you're like, I don't know, like some pay to talk type thing. And I don't even know if those things even exist. I don't know too many plans out there that do that. Like, standard, it's pretty much unlimited talk, text, and internet. Like, who does roll? Like, what the fuck? Like, Jesus Christ, Phil, this isn't the fucking 2000s anymore. Holy shit. Man, we going back into fucking early caveman times for that shit. God damn, Phil. No one does that anymore. Holy shit.
That's not how this works. Okay.
That's crazy. Sorry, that's a crazy analogy. He should not have done it. He definitely showed his age with that one. That's wild.
All right, it's pure greed and theft. It's illegal. This guy is a thief. Just listen to this. Does anything get refunded if the goal isn't hit? No.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. What the hell you talking? What's a refund? No. Holy shit. What falls down the Gouty well stays down the Gouty well. There's no refunds around this shit. There's no reimbursements and shit. There's no buy mail, since DSP wants to go with some old shit. There isn't no buy mail rebates. That shit doesn't exist around here. Not in the Snort Fort.
What happens is I take your support and I pocket it and then I spend it appropriately, like to pay for bills or
like your WWE Champions bill, or well, your Scopy bill. Let's say that.
Or to buy groceries or to buy.
I wonder, can you pre-spend? No, let's reword that. Can you pre-buy like WWE Champion packs and just not open them? And when let's reword that. Can I buy packs from WWE Champions and just not open them and then save it? Right? Let's say there's an event in like 2 months. Let's reword that. Let's remix it. Let's say there's an event coming up in August or September, right? Or well, let's say between June and August. So around SummerSlam. Let's say there's an event coming up for WWE Champions. Can I buy packs in like February or March and then just sit on it until, that big event that they have around the summer, and then do it then? And would that better my chances? I'm just asking. I'm not doing that because it's fucking stupid. But I think I'm curious and just asking though. It might be funny.
Buy games or to do coke off this table. It doesn't really matter because once you contribute, it's my money.
You don't want to do fucking coke off Chad's ass, bro? All right, then fair enough. I would say her chest because it is flat enough. Well, it used to, maybe probably not now, but it was at one time.
Money. You understand? That's how it works. I can do whatever I want with it. Oh my God, he's drinking wheelchair donations.
Beans is baked. Just gifted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 subs over on Kick. Beans is baked. Dropping the $5. That gets us up to $150 of support tonight to make it rain.
You know what the real sad part is? Actually, that was a great screenshot. You want to know what the real sad part is? And the reason why DSP doesn't have the contributors he did back in like 2017, for example? I think it's because you really don't, like, the money just literally goes to waste. Because even now, with all the peripherals, all the bells and whistles, and all the fucking LED lights and all the bullshit, right? Whatever. Or RGB lights or whatever. The point is that it's still going to waste on him. He doesn't know how to utilize anything properly. He doesn't want to sit down and learn unless someone's fucking hand-holding him and shit. There's always some type of fucking problem with something, and he's completely incompetent, so he can't figure it out. You're literally just throwing your money away. That's literally what it comes down to. And for Only Iced Coffee, man, like, even after all these years, I really like to know what's the end game. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. I'm asking, but I'm being rhetorical. But like, well, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, act like I don't know. But like, you know what I'm saying? But what the fuck is the end game for this? Like, what are you really expecting to get out of this fucking mongoloid? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, and I stand alone on this. I never got a chance to talk to Super Crazy before he left. I never got a chance to actually talk to him about this directly. But I always had felt that Only Iced Coffee used Super Crazy's How to Catch a Pay Pig series to knock off most of the pay pigs and whales. I've always felt like that was the case, and back then it was way more apparent. It tells the tape. You know what I'm saying? But now that he's kind of stretched DSP as thin as he has, plus or minus one of these whales or dents or pay pigs that come out of the ether somewhere, what now? Like, you know what I'm saying? You're probably the main financial force over there for the most part. What now? Like, what's next? Like, is this how you're gonna, this is your existence for the next few years? Do you even have a plan outside of bumping off people that you felt that were a threat to you? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just curious about it.
Here on DSP Gaming. I don't know why I'm in the mountains, but let's make it rain tonight here on DSP Gaming. Yes, we've done it. We have done it. It's been a few streams. It's nice to see the coin rain return. It is. If you may think these coins are heavy. No, these coins are great. They're relaxing. It's like getting a massage, a shiatsu massage right now with coins pelting my body. Thank you, everyone, for your support tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, yes. Oh, getting all the knots out. Oh, the coffers are filled once again, and it feels good to have those coffers filled with 4 more to go.
Just imagine money having that much control over you, where you would equate. Imagine equating money to the touch of a woman, or maybe for him a man, whatever, whatever he's into. But just imagine that. You're not paying. I mean, I don't know, whatever. I don't know. That's a strange one. That's a strange way of doing that shit. Fuck it, eh? And then Kat's there. She's not using her hands for anything else that we know of. So why the fuck did you ask her to give you a massage or something, bro? What the fuck? Kelly massages wings. Then again, that's a lot of surface area for her to cover, but you know, it is what it is. He's trying, I guess. But what the fuck, man? God damn.
That means if we get all our goals tomorrow and all our goals Friday, that means Sunday will be DSP Tries It.
So give me $600 so you guys can watch me eat slop by Sunday. Okay.
Okay? So let's see how it goes. Let's continue this support. Thank you all. I really appreciate you. Really,
Do you think DSP knows that they're trying to phase out? Well, not trying to. I guess they've already implemented it. That they're phasing out the penny. You think he knows that? So he can't really call it penny pinching anymore. He has to call it something else. I guess nickels. If he wants to be ambitious, maybe dimes. That's funny.
I do.
I absolutely rely on tips. And I can't get rid of them. I need them to do things daily, every week.
That's sad. That was really sad when he said this. I remember that. But do you guys remember a time? And you guys are gonna have to dig deep for this. But do you guys remember the time, a time where he said that tips were exclusively used for just buying games? Oh, that didn't last very long.
You know what I mean?
How much money did I steal from Howard and John? Millions. I stole millions.
He fucked John and Howard heavy. Heavy. I don't think I ever did his John and Howard response. Or I don't think I ever went over his rendition of when he went over the John and Howard he did some reaction video to John and Howard too. I haven't gone over that yet. I'll shoot for that for 2016 or 2026. Sorry, but he fought John and Howard fucking majorly. Okay, if you guys remember the deal, they bought those Project 7 shirts, right? Each one of them threw in $300, making $900. They got the shirts printed. Can't remember how many shirts. I'm not even sure if that was actually said, but whatever. They had the shirts made. And they tried to sell, they sold a few of them at some of the conventions, but then they got tired of lugging this big ass box around. At one time, I don't think Howard had them. I think maybe they were at OJ's house at one time, and eventually they ended up at John's house. And right before DSP decided to move, no. There was one time where DSP said, where John was like, "Yo, man, I'm sitting on these shirts. What do you want me to do with them? I'll just toss them out. Fuck them. You know, they're not useful, whatever." And John was like, "No, man, maybe you should hold on to these, man. Maybe you can do something with them later, whatever." DSP's like, whatever. Right before DSP moved from Connecticut to Washington, he asked John for the shirts if John still had them. John was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, I'll take them." So he did. And then DSP wrapped that into a Patreon, one of his Patreon tiers, and whatever. My guess is that he made his money back and some that way. He made all his money back. But for John and Howard, they took the L on it, because when they were selling it at conventions, whatever shirts they were selling at that time, did they split the proceeds right then and there, or did DSP just walk away with all the money? Something to think about. So, with that being said, yeah, he fucked them over on it. He fucked them over on it heavy. And DSP tried to say there was one time I should say, DSP had said that Howard didn't even throw money in, but that's literally not true. John, Howard, and OJ had to throw money in so they could get the shirts made. So what are you talking about? Like, they all threw in money on that because they're all on the shirt. They all threw money in on it, and I don't think any of them got any returns. Actually, I think Howard said he never got any money from the time he was with DSP. John said he got his percentage, which even then I still think John got ripped off, but Howard didn't get anything. Keep that in mind.
Millions. Not only did I not pay them a red cent for Project 7, I went to their homes in the night, in the dead of night, when the moon was high in the sky.
You didn't pay them for Project 7. I mean, John said he got his percentage, but I still think John got screwed. You said the money was supposed to come from the merch and DVD sales and all that bullshit. And then DSP was trying to finagle some type of deal with Machinima back in those days too, to try to pick up Project 7 on that front as well. That's a little bit of lost lore that most people don't speak about. But he was trying to finagle some type of deal with Machinima to see if they'd pick it up. So there's that as well. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, and then, like I said, I don't even think John. I don't even think John got his full cut. You know what I mean? Because remember, allegedly, when Machinima was sending DSP printouts, right? He knew exactly how much John was supposed to get because the printouts had everything that they did, like all those individual videos, and then he would just cut John in half. As soon as the quote-unquote report stopped coming in, then John needed to just settle on a price. And DSP said he was willing to pay John handsomely, or even that he did. But that's not true. John settled for, what, $100? You know what I'm saying? What was it, like $100, $150? You know what I'm saying? You know, for the trip up there and the trip back. So, you know what I mean? That ain't shit compared to the amount of money that DSP made on those videos. Which is why DSP probably fucked him over anyway. Do I think the report thing is true? Yeah. Do I think he could have requested it? Yeah. And he just chose not to. But now he has control over John. Now he can dictate whatever price John wants. Because let's say John was like, yo, I need 300. I need 500 a month or whatever the case may be. Now DSP can be like, hey, you're an employee. I need you up here to do these playthroughs if you want your 500 a month. Right? Because that's what DSP wanted. He wanted John to be dependent on him financially. That's what he wanted. It was the way of keeping him close. You don't believe me, which you have the right not to, because I've fucked up plenty of times, so it is what, you know what I'm saying? I've misspoken and messed shit up, so you have a right to do so. Look at the situation with Wings. Look at how desperate he is to get Wings to fucking talk to him and come back on stream and to work with him and all this bullshit. He's trying to get Wings to get financially dependent on him. But DSP can never, ever compensate for the money that he would make on lolcow, and it's not the doctor money that fucking Wings makes it sound. DSP is Wings is a fucking retard. So it's not doctor money. He's not making 6 figures off that shit. He's making close, but he's not making 6 figures off that. You know what I mean? He's making good money. Don't get it twisted. But I don't think he's making low 6 figures. Let me say that. He's making low 6 figures. But then it gets into what kind of doctor we're talking about, because there's ear, nose, and throat doctors or pediatricians that make more than Wings either way. So, because remember, Wings, 30% from YouTube, then 30% from the government. You ain't making shit. So that goes back to what I said originally. He's not making 6 figures after everybody take their cut. So, yeah, fuck all with that doctor money. But that's what DSP's trying to do to Wings. He's trying to get him codependent on him. That's why DSP was so pissed off at the fact that Wings was still holding on to his connections to lolcow Live. He didn't want that, because as long as Wings has an option, that means he has a way out. Let that food for thought. Food for thought.
Guy, and I wore a full black bodysuit, and I robbed their homes. I stole everything. Just like the Grinch going to Whoville, I took the ornaments off their trees. I took the tree, I shoved that shit in a fucking thing. I took everything out of their homes. That's how I am. That's how I fucking roll, you understand? Everything but the kitchen sink.
Shut the fuck up. Get a job. Bash and mash.
But that's it for tonight, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's stream of Indiana Jones and The Great Circle. That was a fun one. I feel like that was fun because I kind of did a combination of things. It wasn't just me exploring open world. It was seeking out goals, doing actual, objectives and hitting them. That was a good one. And thank you, obviously, everyone, for your support tonight. Thank you for allowing me to hit my goal tonight. It's been a few streams. I appreciate you. All right, everyone, thank you. Until next time, Looks like another night of Penne, Yin, and Twitter after a couple minutes of WWE Champions. There's still this back here.
Shit.
And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict. Still has indoctrinated children who send him money. Blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit. It's gone. Just gone like that. In an instant. Fucking gone. I just care about money. I just can't help it. I eBay. Contributions are mandatory, but I need your help. I am appealing directly to you. No decency, no respect, no common sense, no fucking maturity. Is the guy who just doesn't get reality.
Oh man. Okay. Good shit. Good shit. All right, so I'm talking it over with some of the people over here. With some of my peoples to figure out how I'm gonna do it. Cause if I look back at my catalog, I've missed years of shit. So we'll figure out how we're gonna do it. There's a vote to split some of it between this channel and the Fight Club channel, or just put all the older stuff on the Fight Club channel and then try to keep the current shit here. We'll figure it out. And then, like I said, maybe I'll make a poll and then we'll get a third suggestion. We'll see how that goes. But either which way, a little bit longer than I thought it would be, but that was because I was spreading out in the first part of this, but which warrants timestamps. So this way you guys can kind of jump between them, the 3 videos. But like I said, some food for thought gave me a lot to think about for sure. And we'll figure out what's what as we move along. Holy shit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for yet again showing up for 12 days of Goutmas. I very much appreciate it. Like I said, season's greetings and happy holidays. Hopefully everything is working well with you in your lives at the moment. And moving forward, to be honest with you, because there's always going to be a tomorrow. And just take care of yourselves, people. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow for whatever other nonsense that I decide to bring at you. Because one does what one can. Take care of yourselves, people. Later.